is a runaway train.
Ladies and gentlemen, fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, here is the skill, the highly regarded Devin Haney.
You can't fight the power of Gervonta Tank Davis. What a scintillating display. Well, you question Deontay Wilder's power. The proof is in the banana pudding as he just turned the lights out.
Cool boy, Stephen Bolton Jr.
The Ennis Express is a runaway train.
Ladies and gentlemen, fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, here is the skill, the highly regarded Devin Haney.
What up, fam, man? We back, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button when y'all come through. Man, we had a spirited debate over there. My brother Knockout panel, man. We're going to continue the debate over here. We're going to continue it. We're going to go ahead and put the link in the chat, man. I want to get it started immediately. You know what I'm saying? We know what the topic is, and we was having conversation, so we want to get it started immediately. Let's go ahead and drop the link for everybody, man. Bam, there we go right there. The link is pinned to the chat. You know what I'm saying? And for anybody who wasn't over there, we got to put it out there. We got to put it back out there. Is Devin and Bill capping? We got to ask this question. Because I give my brother Knockout, I give him credit. I give him a lot of credit. He made great points. He made some great points. But we want to hear from the people, man. Is Devin and Bill capping? Man, first things first, I got to always salute to the chat, man. Shout out my brother, the legend in the building. You know what I'm saying? Mr. PSA, you feel me? Yoda Crush is in the building. Crush will be live with us next Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? Having his own show, Rocking with Right Side, man. So, man, much love to you, Crush. Appreciate you always coming through. We got my brother in the building, Todd Swindle. Todd Swindle is in the building tonight. Smoke. We got Smoke in the building. Smoke was one of them. He had the smoke going. It is what it is. You feel me? And so we got my brother Cash Crypto. And real quick, I apologize. We had Smoke on last night. Smoke came in, did his thing. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my brother Five. Shout out to my brother Five. What he say? We calling him Mr. Get this passport moving forward. The most interesting man in the YTBC. YouTube Boxing community. There we go. I hope I said it right. Man, shout out to my brother Cash Crypto in the building as always. Much love, brother. Much love. We got my brother Marcus in the building. Shout out to Marcus, man. Marcus, I don't know. Let's get you right, bro. We got to get you right, man. You know what it is, man. You always showing love. I'm around you on a regular basis, bro. Man, we got the most hated in the building, man. Ben Israel. Ben Israel is in the building. Man, we got my brother IB, who I'll be in the building tonight, man. We got my brother Rick Tim the third. For the third or fourth time. What's up, right side of the chat? Man, me and Rick, we always around each other, man. We in all the same chats. Man, I thought we had a hell of a debate tonight, or a hell of a conversation. I didn't agree with everything that kind of went on that was said over there. But I got to say this. At the current moment in time, I feel like the way we're comparing Devin and Tank, it shouldn't even be a comparison. It shouldn't happen, right? When Tank was Devin's age, he ain't accomplished damn near what Devin has accomplished. I will give it to you. Tank is the money man in the sport of boxing. Yes, sir, he is. Tank is the money man in the sport of boxing. As far as making him and the company money. If we're talking about making his opponent's money, now Devin is the money man. That's just a fact. That's a fact. Devin's opponent is going to get paid. And the reason usually is because Devin, well, he probably tougher opponents than Tank. But I mean, that's just my opinion. Y'all can come correct me if y'all think I'm wrong. What I'm starting to see is this. People want to give Tank a pass. Give him a pass because his father isn't the one managing, promoting, and helping him steer his career, right? They want to give Tank a pass. This is the interesting thing about it. If we stop saying Bill, outside of Bill, and we know, hey, shout out to Bill Haney because he's doing a hell of a job with his son. He's giving his son the opportunity. But we got to say that, you know what I'm saying? We got my brother in the building, man. We got the most hated in the building, Ben Israel. Ben, let me finish this point, then we're going to come to you, brother. We got to say this. If, with Bill wearing all the hats that he wears, as far as being Devin's promoter, his manager, right? His trainer, the voice in the corner. If we take all of those hats, right? And we say, you know what? Everything that these hats say for Tank, his manager, right? His promoter, Floyd and Leonard Elevator, his trainer, Coach Calvin. If we say we're gonna put all of the same things we put on Devin for what Bill says, because these are the hats that Bill is wearing. We have to understand that. So if we say we're gonna say, okay, everybody who is the same thing that Bill is to Devin, we're gonna put that same smoke on Tank. We're gonna put the same smoke on Tank for what they say. Where is that energy at? Where is that energy at? They want to sit here and say that Bill, right? They want to say that Bill is the one. We got my brother Crush in the building. Crush, we're going to come to you in a second. They want to say that Bill, the father, right? The promoter, the manager, the trainer. They want to subscribe anything Bill say. Oh, we got to put that on Devin. We got to put it on Devin. Well, we said, me personally, I say, hey, I defended Tank. When Tank and when Floyd, when Floyd was trying to go out there and put Tank in the book, hey, it doesn't matter. Hold on. What Leonard Elevator saying? Tank is a star. He's a star. Tank is a star. All right, Tank a star. But you putting him in the ring. It doesn't matter who Tank fights. My brother Contender Regime in the building. Shout out to the family, man. Much love to you, Contender. Appreciate you coming through, bro. When Leonard Elevator got up there and said, Tank is a star. It doesn't matter who he fights. He's the attraction. When Leonard Elevator said that, y'all didn't put that on Tank. Y'all didn't put that on Tank. Y'all put that on Leonard Elevator. When Floyd, and this is the craziest thing, Floyd came out when Floyd said, "Nah, we'll try to make the Tank versus Loma fight." And Tank said, "No, I don't want that fight. Nah, they trying to set me up." Nah, what they said? Nah, well, Floyd, he talking reckless. Floyd trying to talk for Tank. Bill Haney say something. Guess what y'all say? Oh, if Bill said that's what Devin mean too. You can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways and tell me that everything that Bill says is gonna sit here and directly reflect on on Devin Haney, but everybody wearing the hat, right? In Tank corner that Bill wears in Devin corner. Are we putting all their words on Tank Davis? We're gonna pass it around the panel, man. We got my brother Ben Israel in the building. We got my brother Crush in the building. Ben, we coming to you first. What? I think it's a double standard being perpetrated right now on Devin Haney. What you think about it, Ben?
Absolutely, motherfucking-lutely, man. Because just like you put it in, Knockout made great points earlier, but it comes down to all this shit and how Bill is moving. They blaming Devin, and just like I was telling Knockout, you know what I'm saying? Devin, until you can say Bill capping. You can say Kush Shalom, Kush can say it, or anybody in the chat, whoever, they can say, well, Bill capping. But when you come down to Devin, the Nightmare Haney, the reigning and defending undefeated, undisputed lightweight champion of the world, I beg the difference. I can't see him capping. I see a young fighter was blackballed at one time, right side, going over there to Australia, taking a shitty ass deal. Then they want to talk about what Bob Arum said when Bob Arum implemented motherfucking Lomachenko in the middle of a rematch fight. But Lomachenko backed up out of it. Oh no, I don't want to fight him. I'm finna fight. I'm finna go to war. Duck Devin again. That's the sign of a dude not capping, bro. He went at Tank doing the same time. Tank told him the first time you whooped Lomachenko as me and you. They don't put none of this pressure on the dude. But just because, you know, how Bill moving, you know, in the word, you know, it tell us, you know, sometimes, but we ain't in that days no more. Bill be held accountable for Bill. And I think Bill doing a great job, and let me tell you. Whatever he say, how he moving, or, you know, how he word himself, that's his business. My business is with Devin as a fan of the sport. And that fighter there, right side, he ain't showed me at no time, oh, I don't want that. His daddy could be running around here saying, I don't know whatever, because every time, like I said, the hate for Devin Haney is almost like how Terrence Crawford fans making up all these motherfucking weird excuses every time y'all ask them a question. Some weird shit. And you look at it, just like I want people to really look at it. When at one time, I don't want to fight him. When Teofimo Lopez, Ryan Garcia, Tank Davis, motherfuckers, all of them. Who else? Damn, it was 1-4 Kings. It was Devin, Teofimo Lopez, Ryan, and Tank. He made 2 of them tuck their tail. Now Shakur coming up here. Miss weight now. They want to throw this young great fighter to the front of the line almost. You know what I'm saying? Talk about Devin scared of him, all these little crazy narratives running around here. The man missed weight. If he would have stood 100% to boxing, stayed on his game, dedicated to the sport, stop running around here, talk about Devin the weight bully up there at 135, and what Tank did at 130. Pay attention to what you doing, my boy. What you doing? You missed motherfucker weight, lost 2 belts, not 1, but 2 belts on the scale. And you better look good, because a lot of people talk about, oh, Shakur here now. He ain't made 1 fight. He ain't made damn debut at 130. He finna make his debut. Then we can give our assessment, oh, he look like this. And he had 2. Let's look at the knockouts when they talk about Shakur. And I don't want to move it, because you know Bill is not capping, because that was the question. Because it's just crazy, though, dog. And you know, Benjamin Free Smoke, I go where I'm wanted at and where I'm not wanted at. You feel what I'm saying? Standing on my shit and my narrative ain't gonna change. Because if I feel like you that type of fighter, I'm gonna stand behind you. I stand behind all 3 of them fighters, whether it be Tank Davis, my homeboy from Baltimore, Devin, the Nightmare Haney, a young fighter who I come to admire, just studying the game of boxing. Dedicating, not getting high, not going to club like that. We all hang out, but you don't do that weird shit. Be up there smoking hookahs like Teofimo Lopez, but then we blame, he get all the negative talk, the criticism, because his father out here saying that his father told Calvin Ford, my son to knock your Tank Davis ass out. That's where it stems from. And with Tank Davis, with that power, Calvin Ford, you witnessed this power firsthand from a young dude. You supposed to told Bill, bro, you done signed your death warrant, bro. I'm gonna unleash my motherfucking youngin' on you, because you know, we like to call them youngest down there in B-mode. I'm gonna unleash Tank on your ass, and you ain't gonna never see what he gonna put on your son. He supposed to respond to him. But then he got saucy, it went left. Then you talk about starving. This is another thing I want to address, right side. And forgive me for, you know, I'm long-winded. Forgive me. You know, starving them out. But yet and still, y'all gonna give Ryan, lying bitch ass Ryan, who done shitted on you. Lie, went over there to hot boxing with Mike Tyson. Oh, Mike, he gonna need a step ladder. Bitch went to crime, dilemma, PSD, post-medic, nigga go through witness, gun, real murder in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Nigga ain't even claiming none of this old weak ass shit. And he talk about he's suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. The nigga done seen all his homeboys' head get blown off. Nigga done went, you know, and you talk about post-traumatic stress disorder. Nah, you scared of the fight, motherfucker. But then Tank get his man a fight. But yet it's still, we all talk about supporting each other. We all black, we brother, we supposed to lift each other up. Give Devin that motherfucking lotto ticket, my G. You gonna give Ryan this shit? You gonna let, okay, great thing, because I'm still trying to figure out what Ryan, he a YouTube sensation. But if you look at Ryan, they be talking about he sold out. When? It ain't sold shit. Come on, man. That man ain't doing them numbers like that. And this is why he was so much fucking with them people over there in PBC so much, because he know people, De La Hoya, then you got motherfucking Eddie Hearn, but they gonna do him well this time. Because Tank,
go ahead, Ben, go ahead.
Because Tank finna make his ass a little great A-side. And Tank, after this fight, if Tank don't sit here and fight either Shakur or Devin, don't sit up there and talk about taking a super duper quadruple A-side to 140. The do what? When you got a dude that you call Chinny, vulnerable, that you claim you put to sleep in Mayweather gym, which I don't understand when motherfucking Adrian Broner paid a motherfucking bet. You feel what I'm saying? I ain't paying shit. If I owe you, I'm gonna pay you.
I feel you. Hey, man, we got to go to my brother Crush, man. What you got on the topic tonight, man? Is Devin getting the same energy that everybody, or is Tank getting the same energy everybody trying to give Dev right now? Everybody trying to give Bill that energy. Man, how do you see all of this shit, bro?
Salute to everybody, man. Happy midnight, because it's midnight where I'm at. So salute to everybody coming through. Kicking it with my brother Dub with the late night cookout, man. I love coming over here. Salute to the panel and chat. Okay, this situation with Devin Haney and Tate Davis. Now, if I'm correct, the question is more referring to is Bill and them capping, right? If I'm correct.
Absolutely. That's one. Absolutely.
Okay, now, you gotta remind me on something. Capping about what? Because I can't remember. Because I was just tuned into Judah just cooking.
I want to make sure I put this out there correctly. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna lay the question back out there.
Right.
If we do, why don't we give in this situation? Right. We want to say that Devin is capping when Bill comes on. And Bill makes certain statements and makes certain things or says certain things without remembering the hats that Bill wear for DHP Promotions, right?
Right.
And when I say that, I mean Devin Haney Promotions. Bill is the CEO. He is the promoter. He's the advisor. He's the manager, right? And he's the trainer. If Bill says something, we can't necessarily put that on Devin. The same way. And if we can do that, why don't we put everything that Floyd, Leonard, Coach Cal, everybody in Tank's corner, why don't we put that same energy and the same criticism toward Tank for what they say? How can we separate it there, but we can't separate it with what Bill is saying?
Okay, I got it. Okay, people, here it is. Here's the situation. The reason why, I'm gonna answer that part first. The reason why you can't do it is because with Bill, they basically moved out on everything that they're saying. The only thing Bill hasn't.
Crush, you broke up, Crush.
They haven't did yet is got in the ring. People going back and forth about.
You broke up again, Crush.
Okay, I'm back. So what I was saying was, and Bill and Devin's case, right? Bill, they standing on what they did, okay, and that's what he's driving on. He became undisputed, so they feel a certain way. We already know it's a situation between these two young men about not only who's the best, but who should get the most respect. Okay, now I don't give a damn about who got the belts, because at the end of the day, this is the reason why we having this discussion. Because if it was really about the belts, then everybody would be leaning the same way and giving Devin Haney that stardom, respect that he's not getting, because that's what that is. It has nothing to do with him being the masterclass young fighter that he is. Follow me. And with Tank, some people on the side of accolades, some people are not on the side of accolades. And at the end of the day, I try to bring that shit together so everybody can get a clear understanding if they thinking like a fool or not. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, like I said the other day, when we talk about fights later, we don't really bring up the belt. We always bring it up the match between the two, no matter if it was a belt involved or not. And we see guys getting.
Sorry, bro, you got it.
We see guys get a name in the sport of boxing without basically just being a title holder, meaning not having a belt for a long time, not actually defending it. Now, on Tank's side, the reason why you can't blame him because he wasn't stamped as his own man. And the reason why people give Dev, the shit that his father is saying, because Dev is stamped as being his own man, his own boss. This is why this happens. And you got to expect this to happen, people, because you have someone standing on something, then you got someone that's doing or over talking, because you just broke down that Bill is basically the boss and Dev is not his own boss. You just explained that. Nobody can rebut that. I'm pretty sure everybody can understand very well, so it's no problem with that. But you just explained that Dev is not the boss. Bill is, because he's everything. You just explained that. There's no problem with that. So therefore, that's why he's going to get that blame. Now, people feel as though because Bill is all that and Florida Numb is all that, it should be the same. But the reason why it's not going to be the same, brother, is because everybody's on the opposite side about how they feel about these cats. You got people rooting for Dev and Bill, and you got people rooting for Tank and Calvin and Coach Ellis and all those guys. At the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, it don't matter. These two dudes need to get in the ring with one another. They all need to fight the best of the best, because none of them, and I repeat, none of them have fought the best yet. So far as they resume, stop wasting y'all breath and y'all boxing intelligence on that conversation, because none of them have fought the fucking best. And they would never, ever fight the best until they get in the ring with one another. And that's where we at with it. I'll pass.
Hold on, Smoke. We're going to come to you in a second, Smoke. We got one person in front of you, then we come to you. We got one in front of you, then we come to you. Real quick, man. Shout out to my brother. Let's talk about it in the building, man. Shout out to my brother Carl, the Crocodile Hansen in the building. AJ64 is in the building tonight, man. Cash Crypto. Much love to all y'all. Marquis for coming through, man. Much love to all y'all. And man, we're gonna go real quick. My brother All Positive is in the building tonight. Appreciate you coming through, bro. All Positive is on you, man. What you think about it? Is Devin taking too much heat from what his father is saying, and why doesn't Tank get the same heat from what his team says, the same way they want to give it to Devin for what his father says, even though his father is playing the roles of the individuals on Tank's team? Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with everything. What you said initially is like, why should Devin be held accountable for what Bill is saying? Because Bill, to the best of my knowledge, and everybody knows it, Bill does more interviews than Devin does. I mean, Bill, you might click on YouTube and Bill's on somebody's panel. Bill, he loves the mic. He's never said no comment. To the best of my knowledge, Bill loves to talk. So.
Say his name 3 times, he pop up on you like candy.
He's probably looking at this channel right here. Pop right. And I like Bill though, but you know what I'm saying. But why should just same as if I'm representing you, if Dub, you a fighter, and I'm doing interviews every day, all day, and things I'm saying. Why should you be held accountable for things that I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he shouldn't be held accountable. And the guy that just talked, I'm not familiar with his voice, but Crush. Oh yeah, but what are you saying? Like these guys haven't fought each other. And nobody's fighting the best. He's absolutely correct, and nobody's fighting each other. And what I didn't like is like when Devin got the belts, everybody's like, well, belts don't matter now. You know what I'm saying? And since he got them all, it don't matter because nobody wants to fight him. But yeah, I don't think Devin should be held accountable for what Bill's. And I like Bill. I'm not crapping on Bill. I like Bill. I'm just saying in general, no one should be held accountable for what their manager, trainer, or whatever is saying.
All positive. Real quick, I want to ask you, when Calvin Ford comes out and says that they should stall Devin out, should Tank be held accountable for Calvin Ford saying we need to stall Devin out if it's up to me?
No, it shouldn't. It shouldn't be. Tank shouldn't be held accountable for that. No.
Incredible. Smoke, it's on you, Smoke. What you got on it, man?
Well, he just, he just alluded to what my main point was going to be, and that is the belts didn't become contraband until Dev had them. But I want to go a little bit deeper into that thing, right? Like, people are just using whatever justification they can to give other guys passes and to have them have some special privilege. Like, everybody got to rearrange their schedule to fight Tank because Tank is supposed to be the money guy. Like, they stopped making money when they made Tank fights. Not saying the Tank isn't making a whole bunch more money than everybody else. I don't know if he is or if he isn't. Not really my point. My point is, as fight fans, we don't get to spend any of that fucking money, so who the hell cares? Like, why do we need to buy in to other guys' bullshit? Like belts matter to everybody else on earth, except for apparently Ryan Garcia when he's trying to not fight a guy, Tank Davis when he's not trying to fight a guy, and Jake Paul who's just trying to bilk the fucking sport for whatever he can. Like, that's when belts don't matter. I don't know why, how hardcore boxing fans, diehard hardcore boxing fans, are now picking up this motto, this trope, this narrative that now, it's the almighty dollar. Like, you're gonna be fighting Dev for free. Like, he's not on one of the most watched sports platform on the planet. Like, those boxing numbers don't dwarf everybody else's boxing numbers. When it comes to like an individual fight. The last time I saw 4 million views reported, that wasn't PBC, that wasn't Showtime. The last time I saw 5 million reported from PBC, it sure as hell wasn't from Showtime. Like, that was a CBS fight. Like, I'm not like this idea about we need to be hypercritical for Dev, I think is born out of the way Bill has been promoting his son, which is a result of Dev not having the kind of knockout power that Tank has that attracts casuals. So because he's more of a purist, because you have to understand and be a little bit more of a sophisticated fan to appreciate Devin, what Bill has done is turn Dev into a heel because Dev himself is not that dislikable a character. So he's going around, hitting the hornet's nest and all these different fan bases, and a lot of extreme fans have come out. What's disappointing to me is when people who I find rational and logical, for whatever reason, have a blind spot where they don't have either a valid or a sound argument, and they just go with their presumption and treat that presumption as fact in order to I think, unfairly criticize Dev. And to some extent, Bill, but like mostly Dev, right? I think even this whole thing about Bill being Cap, he may or may not be Cap, but is not anymore. I don't even think he rises to the level of Cap at that the sport of boxing needs to be singled out for being Cap. Like, that, not at all. Like, I don't even know if he is as Cap as anybody else in the sport. I think he might be even less Cap than most everybody, especially less Cap than what's coming that we see out of the other camps of these people calling Dev or Bill a Cap, right? And I'm sorry that was a little bit convoluted, but point being, I think that what Bill is saying actually has some validity to it. I think that what he's saying, if those other guys would step up and prove Bill to be Cap, then I'm good with it. But just presuming he's Cap because these other guys are not pulling his card, I'm not willing to do that shit. If Bill is playing a game of chicken and you guys are fucking blinking and driving off the road first, then don't call Bill chicken. You're the one that's chicken. Go ahead.
You lost it, man. We got my brother Marcus in the building, man. Marcus, man, it's on you, man. What you got on the question for tonight, man? Do you need me to repeat it? Let me know.
Man, Dub, thanks for having me on. I think
as always, my brother.
I think the question was are Bill and Devin cap, right?
It's a multifaceted question. Is Bill capping, or is Bill and Devin cap? That's the first question. The second question is why do people want to utilize Bill's multiple? Why won't they respect the multiple hats that Bill wears the same way they respect the hats that Calvin Ford, Floyd Mayweather, all of the individuals back in Tank? Why don't they respect Bill the same way they respect those individuals? The floor is on you, my brother Marcus. Marcus, are you there? Marcus, go on once.
Can you hear me?
Okay, we hear you crispy, baby. We hear you crispy.
Oh, my bad. I'm not sure what happened. But yeah, let me do my best to answer that question.
Marcus, you cut out again. You cut out again, brother. You cut out.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you now.
Yeah, okay. I'm not sure what's going on. My apologies.
You good, brother? Go ahead. Cool.
So yeah, so in terms of Bill and Devin being capped, I don't think that neither one of them capped. But what I can say is that they may. Well, excuse me. Let me separate the two because that's the main point. I do think that Bill Haney may be a little misleading at times. So he might not be capping, but he may not give you the straight answer that you would want in certain scenarios when you ask him straight questions. I'm not sure if that's a purposeful tactic or that's just the way he talks. But, you know, sometimes he may leave a little bit of a room for somebody to fill in their own blanks just to, you know, cause a little controversy. But as far as Devin, you brought up a great point on the previous panel with Knockout when you said that, you know, when it comes down to what Devin says and what he actually does, his actions and his words lines up. I think that Devin is the type of champion that we've been waiting for, where he does what he said. He beat Campbell the first time, and then he turned around and said, I'm staying at 135 and I want Loma or Tank. And lo and behold, the next person we see him lining up to fight is Lomachenko. So at the end of the day, nobody had a problem with that fight before the Jermaine Ortiz fight, you know? So all of the narratives that we got going on right now don't matter because it was half of the nation was saying that Devin was scared and went and fight him and he run the 140. And then the other half of the nation was saying he was just going to beat him. So at the end of the day, Devin is doing what he said he would do. He's going to fight Lomachenko. When it comes down to why don't they respect Bill Haney, I got a few different opinions on that. I mean, I feel like Bill Haney definitely wears a lot of different hats. But at the same time, he moves a lot different than a lot of different trainers and promoters. He comes to these channels. He talks to, you know, various different channels, various different hosts. You know, he's in the mix. He puts his son's name in the thing. And sometimes when your words don't match up and the truth seems to change in people's mind, they don't like it, or they'll take your words and run with it and twist it to fit their narrative. So, you know, I can see why they might not respect certain things, but at the end of the day, he's doing his job to the best of his ability. And Devin Haney, although he's not on the Tank Davis level as far as popularity, I mean, 2 million followers, world champion, fought in front of 1 million people on ESPN, fought in front of 40,000 plus in Australia. He's doing this thing at 24, so you can't knock the job that they're doing. And on the trajectory they're at, you know, who knows where they end up. And then, what was I going to say? Somebody brought up the fact that people are saying that the belts don't really matter. Well, you know, the two guys that are fighting in what Bill Haney calls an exhibition, one of them was wearing shirts that say strap season, and he also brings his WBO belt to the ring, or WBA, or whatever Tank got. He brings it to the ring. The
Reggie belt.
He got the Reggie belt, and he walked it down to the ring before every fight, and he take it home with him after every fight. So
talk about it.
If belts don't matter, then why is it as worthless as the purse that you're carrying around? Because I don't walk around with fake stuff that don't matter. You feel me? So if it don't matter, you might as well throw that in the bin too, since you dropped the one at 140. And then Ryan Garcia, I mean, he can say that belts don't matter either, but I don't think he truly believes that. I mean, when he beat Luke Campbell, he was literally on his knees with tears in his eyes as they put that Reggie belt around his waist. I got the picture. You know what I mean? He was the happiest man on the planet talking about I'm turned up. I'm the champion now, and him and Devin Haney was in the ring talking junk to each other. You know, you can't forget that. And then, you know, Tank Davis's mentor, Floyd Mayweather, one of his main talking points is that he beat the most champions ever. And he got a picture with about 100,000 WBC belts all on one table. So these dudes all love belts. They always mattered. They always will. And, you know, at the end of the day, just having one gives you a bigger paycheck. So, and if it's all about money, then you clearly know having the belts matters. What else I had, man? I had one more.
I remember.
Hold on, Smoke. Hold on. Let the brother get it off. We gonna open it up in a second. Let the brother. We still gotta go to JDN. We gotta go to family.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that. You know, I was just saying that Floyd said the belts didn't matter going into.
You shouldn't be saying anything, bro.
Okay, cool. Talk. It's all good. I'm gonna forget. It's not gonna be. Right? It's just a one sentence. But
that's
if
fine.
You want me to utter it, I will
let him finish.
I got it. I was talking to Dub. It's all good. Like if Dub doesn't want me to utter a sentence, I won't. Come on. But it's not on you, Dub.
Let's move forward. Finish your statement and then.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm sorry, Marcus. Were you not finished?
I wasn't finished.
Okay, I'm sorry. My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, and then as far as the double standards go, I don't really care about it. You know, if it's a double standard to go at Devin Haney, that's fine because, like I said, he's the type of champion I like. I want to hold him to a higher standard. I want him to change the game when it comes to boxing. The rest of these dudes move real weird. We got one guy who's about to be 29 or is 29, and you know the way he moves is totally different. They talking about starving people out and draining people weight and all of that. I want Devin Haney to say what he means and do what he means. So at the end of the day, the double standards, it don't matter to me because as long as he do what he say and fight the people that we want, hey man, they can say whatever they want, and that's all I gotta say.
Go ahead, Smoke. Get your point across real quick. Then we're going to my brother.
Yeah, real fast. I just wanted to bring up that fact when he was talking about Floyd and his belts. Floyd going into the Gotti fight said, you know, Gotti had that weak ass belt that nobody cared about. I think that was a WBA regular. And then once he beat Gotti, he was like, "Oh yeah, I was just talking shit. I love this belt."
Floyd know that belts matter, man. Jay, man, talk to me, man. What you got on the subject tonight, man? Talk to me. Let me know if you need me to ask the question again. I will.
Yeah, go ahead. Tell me the question again, G.
Question is, okay, same question as far first things first. Do you think that Bill is capping? And it's a two-part question. Second part is why don't we hold, if we're going to hold Bill accountable and put Bill's words on Devin the way that people want to do, why don't we do the same thing with Tanks when Tank or Leonard Elevator, Floyd Mayweather, all the Tanks coaches, because Bill has multiple roles the same way Tank got multiple people playing those roles in his corner that speak. Why don't we hold those individuals to the same standard that we hold Bill to? Go ahead.
I mean, yes, I do believe that Bill himself cap a lot. Yeah. Sir cap a lot. Yeah, because how can you go on a platform like Knockouts and BF and tell us, you know, you didn't have any offers or anything of that nature at Top Rank that they had on the table, right? But in the past, at the same token, you're talking about the Knockout played it today, all these different opportunities you have at a higher weight class, right? Then a couple weeks after that, prior to that, you was talking about y'all staying at 135 and ain't nobody gonna be a champion for as long as your son is in the division, right? So yeah, they cap a lot. You know what I'm saying? They calling out other fighters' names, and y'all got title fights, mandatory defenses already signed that Bob Arum strategically moved you around to put in place. And to that point, and to Crush's point, not to get too off topic, but how is Devin Haney's father his boss, but he signed a Top Rank? Like, the legality still remains. If Devin Haney tries to deviate from that contract, then there's some type of repercussion that he has to pay, right?
Go ahead, Jay.
Say that again. Say what you
Let me,
said.
and I want to ask you a question to what you just said. I want to ask you a
sir.
question. When you say, how is Bill, the quote unquote, I think you said the boss, right?
I mean, that's what others are saying. Yeah, you know.
So Devin is definitely the boss. We've heard Bill say, Devin told me to make this fight. We've heard that. The thing is this. Outside, Bill played, he's the promoter because he is the CEO of Devin Haney Promotion, DHP.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. Right.
He's also the trainer. He's also Devin Haney's manager, right? And so he's gonna speak in all of these different. He's gonna speak from all of the positions that he holds. The same way we hear Calvin Ford when he speaks, we hear what he has to say from a training perspective. When we hear Leonard Elevator get up there and speak from a promotion perspective for Tank, we hear it's the same thing as these individuals speaking. When we hear Bill speak, why don't we hold those individuals to the same level that we want to hold Bill Haney to?
All right. So how many people in Devin's camp hold how many hats? Right. One person.
No.
Right?
It doesn't matter how many. See that, and that's the thing. That's the point that I'm making.
But wait,
hold on, real quick. And the point that I'm making is Bill holds the majority of the hats. Bill does.
Right. I understand that.
Versus it being spread out. Versus with Tank. And the thing is with Tank, we don't take every individual who's in Tank's corner. We don't take that. We don't take what they say and say, "Oh, this is Tank saying it." But when Bill says it, we want to put it on Devin. Well, I don't.
I get that part. I get that part. I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, too, like first of all, not all fans of Tank are. There's not even the same level of cohesiveness in any of the fans. It's so much diversity in who is a fan of Tank. It's not even funny. And if you're a fan of Tank, then you're just a fan of the sport. Because if I recall correctly, the sport was exciting. I mean, I get it's boxing, but there's some type of excitement. And unfortunately, to Smoke's point, with the casual fans, that's what they're looking for. That's why Devin Haney doesn't attract the fans of casuals, because he's an actual boxer. He's a skilled boxer. Does he bring the same excitement as a Tank? No. But the difference is Tank is just as skilled as Devin, and that's the reason that we want to see it all at once. So to your point, when we talk about everybody that needs to be held accountable, I feel, in my personal opinion, that both sides of the fence need to be held accountable. Devin and Tank are different. They're at the same level, in my opinion. They're at the same level of skill in the division.
This is the problem, Jay. The problem is when you say that, right? We didn't hold Tank accountable for when Calvin Ford said we need to stall Devin out. We didn't hold Tank accountable for that.
Yes,
right?
y'all did.
No. I specifically was on Knockout Show and said that. I mean, that's what he's saying. I don't think Tank feels that way. I specifically said that.
So why can't we do the same thing for Devin?
That's what I'm asking.
Because based on what that's all. See, the point I'm trying to make is that's all.
You agree? So me and you agree on this.
Wait, hold on. Let me finish my point. The point I'm trying to make is that shit is subjective. That's not every fan in unison. That's specific to whatever type of fan holds Devin accountable. Me personally, I don't give a fuck what Bill says. You know why? Because I don't trust what Bill says. In the same breath, he's saying that he's not Devin Haney's trainer, he's his manager. I know we recall when he said that he is no longer Devin Haney's trainer, he's his manager and promoter, yet he's still in the corner training Devin. And that's just a very, very small, point that I'm trying to make. Because if we take everything that Devin Haney's team is saying for face value and what Tank Davis's team is saying for face value, then where the fuck are we as the fans? It doesn't really correlate to what we want. So why do we give a fuck? I feel like we give the fighters and their promoters way too much power than they need to have. And again, this goes back to the point I was trying to make. Do they cap? Yes, they do cap. Because half the shit that they saying is not, there's no validity to it. Like, y'all, like, we sit here and say that Devin is his own boss. How if he's signed to a network under a contract? He still has one fight that he has to fulfill, whether it's set in stone or not. Period. Now, when he leaves that, then he'll be his own boss again. If he decides to re-sign with Top Rank, which brings me back to Knockout yesterday with Bill. But what's that yesterday? Whatever day it was.
Monday.
Well, Monday. When Knockout talked to Bill, he asked him specifically. And we all saw how Bill tried to dance around the question instead of just being direct. Because Bill doesn't have a direct answer. But he's going to say whatever it is we want to hear as the fans. That's his job. He's a promoter.
Hold on.
At the same time,
hold on. Wait. What did you just say?
I wasn't done, but all right.
I
wasn't finished.
I'm gonna let you finish. What did you just say though? That's his.
You heard what I said.
You said that's.
You heard what I said. I wasn't done.
Go ahead, finish.
I wasn't done. So
my apologies for cutting you off.
So anyway, that's his job as a promoter, but then he's in Devin's corner as his trainer. But then also he's just supposed to be Bill Haney. I don't understand. Like, either you're one thing or you're not. That's why Tank's team is constructed the way it is. He has a manager, then he has trainers. I can't sit here and say that I have not held Calvin Ford accountable for it. I went on the Rise podcast and asked Calvin Ford direct the Rise, does Tank want to be undisputed? And you know what his response was? We're not interested in that. We're interested in the bigger fight, which to me does not correlate with what, in my eyes, it doesn't correlate to what I'm trying to envision. Like, when I asked, does Tank want to be disputed, in a nutshell, I'm asking, does Tank want to fight Devin? Does Tank want to be bigger than he already is? Because without the belts, he is the biggest attraction at lightweight. And that's not just based on popularity. It's based on his skill set and what he's shown. Okay. I don't care what anybody on this panel might say. Devin and Tank have close to the same amount of fights on their resumes. But y'all tell me, there's only one fight off. Devin has 29 wins, 29 victories. And Tank has 28. But the difference is, who closes the show? That's the point I'm trying to make. That's why we want to see Devin versus Tank. So, to wrap all of this up, the point I'm trying to make is, if us as the fans, that's what we want to see, Devin and Tank, then Bill shouldn't be saying, no, we have no prior or no next plans with Top Rank. He should be quiet. He shouldn't be on these platforms. He should just make the shit happen. Take a page out of Errol Spence's book. You're the undisputed champion.
Hold on. Wait a minute, Jay. Wait a minute. And this is why it doesn't make sense what you're saying. I didn't hear, nobody came out and said Calvin Ford need to shut the fuck. Well, Knockout did say that. But I didn't hear anybody else. I give Knockout his credit. I didn't hear nobody else come out and say Calvin Ford.
I agreed with Knockout.
I might have missed it, but nobody.
I mean, you might not have heard it from me, but
and maybe not. But all I'm saying is this: ain't nobody told Leonard Elevator to shut the hell up. Ain't nobody told Floyd to shut the hell up.
I have.
You know what I'm saying? What people have said is that, hey, if you're gonna move, you need to leave them. Let me. And before I get to Cookie, my apologies. We got to go to my brother Phantom, and we got to get to Troy. You know what I'm saying? I got to get everybody in, get everybody first words. It's a deep panel tonight, man. Phantom, man, you hit a question. Man, hey, cook on it, brother.
Man, hey, man, say, man. Noticing some of my Haney niggas looking for safe spaces on YouTube, bruh. These YouTube streets getting hot out here. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, when you speaking on what Calvin Ford saying, you kind of leaving some stuff out, because he said if it were up to me, because Calvin Ford is a trainer. He's not co-president in GTD Promotions or anything like that. So I think of course when Bill is speaking on something, it carries way more weight than what Calvin Ford would have to say.
We can prove that wrong easily. I can prove that wrong easily.
Please do.
if that's the case, then Bill said he didn't like the deal to go across to fight Kambosos, and Devin told him make the fucking fight. So we know that Devin is the one moving the chips over there. We know that. Hence the reason we are seeing Devin continuously fighting the big names in the sport of boxing, where until recently we have somewhat started to see Tank do that, but this has not been a common move from Tank, him fighting the big names. That's a fact.
No, you missed my point. What I'm saying is what Bill has to say in regards to what DHP is doing, that is, it carries more weight than something what Calvin Ford would say. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's my point on that issue.
Does it carry more weight than what Leonard Elevator would say?
Does it carry more weight than what Leonard Elevator would say? No, I would say it's the same at this point, since
that's my point. And when Leonard Elevator came out saying the nonsense, oh no, we don't have to fight Devin Haney. Devin Haney, he ain't no. When
but that was when he was under their banner.
But we did not put it, regardless of when it happened. We didn't put that on Tank. We put that on Leonard Elevator. We said, why is Leonard trying to stop Tank from making the big fights happen? Bill comes out and says something, and then Devin says, no, I want this fight, make this fight, and that fight gets made. It shows who's in control. We haven't seen that from Tank.
Yeah, that's my point. So we're seeing it now. We're getting one of the biggest fights in boxing. So I think these things are going to materialize down the road. And as far as, you know, Tank saying he won't be undisputed, he's not really interested in being undisputed. I mean, as far as what I can tell from that camp, it's about trying to get as much asses in the seats and as much money as possible. So they're not sure if Devin would attract the attention as, say, a Shakur would fighting in the Barclays. Like, that's a fight they would probably entertain more so than a Devin. Even if Devin is undisputed, they'd rather fight Shakur because Shakur can put more asses in the seats on the Eastern Seaboard. So for them, it's quality of opposition as well as how many asses can we put in seats. You know what I'm saying? Belts are kind of secondary to that operation. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I find it very interesting that as fans of the sport of boxing, right? Me personally, I will always say, I don't give a fuck about asses in seats. I don't. That's just me. I understand the business of boxing, but I don't give a fuck about that. I want to see the fights. I know who's the goods off my eye test. And 9 times out of 10, when I speak to the brothers on the panel, we all see things very similar. We know who the goods is. Shakur is not proven at 35 right now. That's a fact. He's not proven. But before I get into my soliloquy, man, let me go to my brother Troy Graham. Troy, welcome to the panel, brother. Appreciate you coming through. What you got for us tonight, bro?
Oh, thank you, sir. And bless up everybody. I'm like you. I'm just a fan of what goes on in the ring. Don't care what anybody says. It's not my business to really look into what the management is saying and or its promoter, because why is that important to me? I focus on the fight, man. I mean, this is I've always said this is my opinion. To me, this is the weakest era of boxing ever to me, because belts don't matter, resumes don't matter. So what the hell does matter? I mean, you're focusing on what somebody says instead of what's happening in the ring. That just makes no friggin' sense to me. We're fight fans. We focus, well, I'm speaking for me. I'm a fight fan. I focus on what's going on in the ring. Everything else is not of my concern. I have no sway with the promoter. I have no sway with the management. I don't give a damn what they say. But, you know, once that fight get made and the bell rings, that's my focus, and that's all I care about. Nothing else.
Facts. I agree with it. We're gonna swing. We're gonna spin the block, man. Going back to my brother Ben Israel. Ben, man, you done heard the brother speak on it. Is there anything you want to put out there? And then we're gonna go to Crush, Marcus, and we're gonna keep the block moving how it moves, man. Y'all talk about it.
You know, it just all y'all made great points, but I'm gonna fly back around. I'm gonna land it on Tank bring 90% of the whole attraction to the table. 90%. I'm gonna say 90%. The asses in the seat that you may say don't matter, But I said it matters because if the belts, like Tony just said, if the belts don't matter, the rest of what the fuck matter. But if you're gonna talk about the money, you're gonna have to fight one of them champions to get to the money. You know, a lot of things be avoided when people be looking at this shit and to stay on focus with the bullshit people need when they hear Bill talking. I want to line it up with Devin Haney. When y'all say line that shit up with Devin Haney. Show me what Bill said and Devin was capping alongside of his daddy. Because Devin, as a fighter, like Tony said, not to piggyback on you like that, Tony, but I'm looking at the fighter. Devin has never, ever, I ain't heard it, and I know none of y'all ain't heard, I don't want to fight that guy. I don't want to fight Tank.
Ben Israel, you fucking dumbass.
What? What happened?
Nothing, Ben. Just go ahead, man. It was,
go ahead, Ben. Go ahead, Ben. Go ahead, Ben. Go ahead, brother. That was my fault. That was my fault, Ben. I apologize. It won't happen again. You good, brother?
No. It's good because you know.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Keep cooking. You was cooking. You keeping it boxing. And I love that. I respect that. Keep cooking, brother. I appreciate it.
And when you talk about the attraction that's bringing 90% of the table, 90%, because none of y'all can say, oh, just yesterday, Ryan Garcia was selling out the MGM Grand. He was breaking in. He was doing stupid dumb numbers. We know what Tank doing, selling out from East Coast to the West Coast, packing that shit. But for him to sit out there and like you made a great point, right side, you saying it. You know, well, what about what Calvin Ford said? If it was up to me, I'd starve his ass. But you're gonna allow Ryan to hit the lotto with your favorite fighter because it stemmed from Bill saying. What Bill's saying, motherfuckers taking boxing is getting moist, bro. This shit is almost this is what this sport about. Shit talking. When Floyd was out here talking shit, I'll beat your ass. We were loving that shit. But Bill pull up and say my son to knock Tank Davis the fuck this shit. Oh, he dead ass wrong for that shit. That's crazy, man. And I'm gonna stand on what boxing. Boxing I'm not a moist fan. I ain't with none of that Band-Aid, that sensitive ass shit. I want to see a motherfucker get the shit knocked out of him. I won't take the challenge himself. Undisputed right there. We know you the super quadruple, super dupe, whatever you want to call yourself, my boy. And I'm very, very happy for him right now. I don't want him to get caught up in no baby mama shit, especially them streets of B-more is very intriguing. To have your ass caught up on some dumb shit. I want the man to keep doing what he doing, my G. And I want all these young fighters. I want us to I'm gonna rally around all these young fighters, though, my G. But just for me to keep hearing Bill, Devin, you tying the two like Bill getting his ass in the ring and finna fight. Ain't fighting no motherfucker body. But the dude that's gonna fight, that's saying he wanna fight, y'all don't got no real smoke. Say Devin capping. Let me hear what Devin capping. He don't want to show me who.
Devin
who he
capping.
don't want to fight. Tell me how he capping. We gotta say this, and I gotta say. Let me say, not we. My thing is this. At the end of the day, I can hear words. That's fine. I can watch fighters, and I see how fighters move. Like all of y'all on the panel see how fighters move. Ain't no way anybody on this panel can tell me that Devin is capping when it comes to fighting. You can't tell me that because he didn't always call for the smoke. And when the smoke was available, he's been going to get it. He's been going to get it. I don't understand the disrespect for this man. Knockout Boxing 86 TV, my brother, shout out to my brother, said once again, if everybody had Devin Haney's energy, we would get all the fights we want to see. Why are we trying to criticize the man who going after the smoke? Why?
Because
it makes no sense.
What smoke?
No sense whatsoever.
No. Because most boxing fans nowadays dub low-hanging fruit. They like the big punches and don't know nothing else. They don't appreciate the sweet science. They say they do, but they don't. You know, Devin Haney's not doing nothing wrong. He's going after Lomachenko. If he so desires, then he'll fight Tank next. and go from there. So he ain't doing nothing wrong with his career. He's doing good. He's doing good. He's undefeated. He's undisputed. The boy, the man's doing good.
Then why is there so? And this is an honest question. And we got to get my brother Piro in here. We got to get Piro in here because, got to hear what he got to say about this. Why is if that's the case, right? And we see as far as actions go, the way that Devin is moving, we see how he's moving. Why? What? That ain't. I mean, damn. When Tank Davis, as the WBA mandatory right now, got the Reggie WBA belt. The WBA said they're trying to get rid of belts. Why we not putting pressure on Tank to go and push for the mandatory against Devin? Why we not putting pressure? That's what Lomachenko did. Lomachenko, he's the mandatory in 2 divisions, and he pushed for the fight. Why Tank ain't doing it? Why he not activating his mandatory?
Loma ain't pushed for the fight. Bob did.
Okay, fine, Bob. It don't matter. Loma right now, regardless of how we look at it, Lomachenko is the mandatory in 2 divisions right now for Devin Haney. In 2 divisions, WBO and WBC.
2 sanctioning bodies.
In 2 sanctioned divisions, I agree with that. 2 sanctioning bodies. I apologize. He's the mandatory in 2 sanctioning bodies, the WBO and the WBC. Tank is in the WBA. Right? What? Ain't nobody pushing that same energy. You know what I'm saying? Where's the energy for Tank saying, nah, Tank need to be petitioning for this fight to make the biggest fight, you know what I'm saying, at 135 happen.
Well, that's the thing. Does Tank have to do that, or can he just make the fight happen? Like, if Loma didn't have to petition, he just made the fight happen with Devin with his promoter. Like, it doesn't take that if you really want to fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like that. Here's the thing, right? May I jump in?
Hold on, real quick. Let me get my brother Piro, because Piro, he ain't said nothing yet. And then we coming to you, Crush. Then we're gonna spin the block. We're going to Crush. We're going Marcus. We're going to Phantom, back to Smoke. We're gonna spin the block, man. Piro, it's on you, brother. Welcome to the panel, man. You know you my brother. Hell of an interview. Still trying to get it unblocked. I'm still working on getting it unblocked. But appreciate you coming through, bro. What's up, Piro? Talk to me.
What up, Dev? What up, fellas? Thanks for having me, Dev. Shit, man. Devin's occupied right now, bro. Once they're done with their commitments, we'll see what's up. See if they'll fight. Eventually, they have to fight. At least I want to see the fight.
Is that what you're going with? So let me ask the question, then, Pierre. Let me ask you the question. The question is this: what's the reason that Bill Haney, right, as Devin's promoter, his trainer, his manager, the multiple hats that Bill wears, right? They want to put Bill on Devin and say, well, if Bill said it, Devin said it. But with the multiple, the people that's in Tank's corner who wear them same hats, even though it's different people wearing the same hats that Bill wears for Devin, they wear the hat for Tank. When they say certain things, Tank don't get the same energy that Devin get from Bill. Why not?
Because like you said, he's Bill is his promoter, bro. So when Bill speaks, he speaks for Devin.
So okay, if that's the case, when Tank was with Floyd Mayweather, TMT Promotions, you had Leonard Elevator out there speaking. Mm-hmm. Leonard Elevator say some dumb shit as far as, we ain't doing this and this. Nobody didn't put that on Tank. What they said was, man, they stopping Tank from making the big fights. They put it on the promoter. So now why, when Devin's promoter, when Devin's manager, when Devin's trainer says those same things, instead of putting it on Bill, y'all want to put it on Devin? How is that equal? Why isn't what's the judgment here being made? And what's the difference in these individuals versus Bill Haney?
I mean, some goofies did do that, when Leonard talked or whatever. But I mean, I hear you. The same energy should be kept.
Okay, we agree. Then we agree. We're gonna spin the block, man. Piro, anything else? Go ahead. Anything else you got on it? Then we go into the Crush.
I'm good. Go ahead.
So you Crush. Then we going to Marcus, coming back down to Smoke. Then we're gonna, we're gonna make it happen, man. Everybody gonna get in where they fit in. Go ahead, Crush.
All right, I'm about to shake up the shit a little bit.
Shake
right?
the shit up, OG. Shake it up.
Now,
And if
here's
y'all
the
don't
thing.
know, real quick, if y'all don't know, man, tune in next Tuesday. My brother Crush, the legend, will be live, rocking with Right Side. We're going to have a hell of a show. And we had a hell of one last night, man. Y'all make sure y'all go check out Smoke, the most interesting man in the YTBC. We had Ben Israel, man, the most hated. We had my brother Piro. Piro's still working on getting your shit unblocked so we can get you back in there. But, man, y'all make sure y'all check these shows out. The brothers, they getting up there, they giving their stories, and we got some great shit going, man. So go ahead, Chris.
All right, here's the thing, right? Now, I hear everyone saying, man, Tank should push for the mandatory for undisputed, right? Well, who the hell are we to try to dictate what someone should do in the sport of boxing? We're just fans. I don't think we pay that much to say that. Who the hell are we to try to change the direction of what somebody's trying to do in boxing? The reality that we must have to face people, some of these people is not in boxing for that. It is what it is. I'm tired of hearing of it. It is what it is. And I'm not taking up for nobody. I'm trying to save y'all for keeping y'all minds off the bullshit. Who the hell are we? If that man don't want to go for undisputed, he don't fucking have to. Did everybody get on everybody else that didn't go for undisputed? We got plenty of legends, right? Hear me out, people. We got plenty of legends that never went undisputed. I ain't never heard nobody go through a whole hours of getting on everybody that's a legend that did not go for undisputed. That's not everybody's goddamn plan. Because the ultimate plan for these fighters is to get paid. You can get paid without a belt. We seen it happen. We seen guys get belts and they didn't get paid. So really, the big fight getting the belt, that don't give you no motherfucking big money. Stop the nonsense, people. That's not what it is. This is the reality of it. These fighters going to do what the hell they want to do. You as a boxer fan, you accept it or not. I'm not going to waste my precious energy on concentrating and fussing about, man, this motherfucker should be doing this and doing that. I got my own problems to take care of. I'm watching the sport of boxing and been watching it since 1975 just to watch fights. When my first 3 years of watching boxing, I didn't give a fuck about a damn championship belt. I didn't even understand it at the time. And I didn't care. And even though it probably was championship fights going on, that wasn't the reason why I was watching it. I was watching it because it was two bad motherfuckers who are equally matched, getting in there with each other, no matter if there's a damn name on it or not. And that's what's everybody's problem. Everybody is so hung up on this title, having to name a title. Fuck that. Cause when you came out your mama's womb and when you go to the dirt, you gonna be who the fuck you was when you came out the womb, and you gonna be that when you go back into the dirt. So everybody don't have to have that same motivation. But yes, you do as a fan have every right to feel that way. But it's really just a waste of time. So we can't jump on, hey man, why the hell Tank ain't going for undisputed? We didn't get on everybody else. If that ain't they goddamn plan become undisputed, you can't say, well, he's not going for greatness, because that's not the only way you become great, by becoming undisputed. Because if that was the highest ceiling, then we got a lot of legends that fell. People, what are we talking about? And we talking about this, and this is legends and skill fighters that this guy can't even touch respectfully. He's a bad motherfucker. So at the end of the day, enjoy the sport for what it's supposed to be. Because all about the fucking money and about them belts, fuck that bullshit. You just want to see a rumble. When you was going to school and you knew little big head Bruce and big head Steve and little Steve was gonna get it on at the school, two of the school's top fucking fighters. Nobody wasn't worrying about no belt or nothing. You went and watched that motherfucking rumble. You ain't worried about if you had to pay a quarter or some of your milk money or none of that shit. You just knew that two of the most vicious dudes in your school was about to fucking fight. You didn't care what the title on it. You titled this shit after it on your damn own. But I just watched the sport just to see guys fight each other that's supposed to be evenly matched. A title and all that shit don't make a person evenly matched, because it seems like that having a title and belts is more important than a skill set. Y'all making it seem like that titles and belts make a fight. No, the skill set, matching the skill set is what makes a big goddamn fight, man. Ain't about no belt or no goddamn money. That come with it. That shit is secondary and third there. You know what I mean? Because the first thing that's going to come is your attention, your eyes, your ears. You're going to be paying attention to what's going on. You ain't going to give a fuck about nothing else. Why should it matter? A good-ass fight is a good-ass fight. No matter if it's a damn title or any money involved in it. People, stop playing with yourselves when it comes to the sport of boxing. It's giving y'all headaches. Y'all get in here and y'all be doing some of these goddamn debates that's not even fucking worth it. We still worrying about two guys trying to fucking fight each other. If they do it, they do it. I don't care how they do it. Just do it. Just fight each other. That's it. Because like I said, if we gonna do that then, man, we gotta start this shit from the beginning. We got this shit on every legend that didn't go for undisputed. Not because they didn't get there, because they simply didn't fucking want to. I'm done.
I ain't mad at you, Chris, man. Shout out to the Queen Dahlia, man. Always coming through showing love. You know what I'm saying? We got my brother Don in the building, man. Don Jenkins, the Gotcha Gamer. Much love to you. My brother X is in the building. Not me showing love as always. Peter Varnock's always coming through, man. My brother Five is in the building. Shout out to all y'all, man. Much love. Appreciate y'all. The link is in the chat if y'all want to join. Man, it's a hell of a conversation going on. We got to go to my brother Marcus, man. Marcus, you hear what the people are saying? You hear what I'm saying?
I wasn't supposed to be next, but I don't know if you remember.
my bad, Smoke. My bad. We're gonna go to Marcus, then we coming to you, Smoke. We coming to you next, Smoke. So Marcus, go ahead, get your bars off real quick, then we come to you, Smoke. My apologies. You fell off the panel, and when you fell off the panel, you see them re-ranking.
No, I came back. You just got, but the way that Crush just killed it right now, you just discombobulated. But I'm gonna give it. You're probably doing a whole lot of things right now. It's all good.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's how you saw. Hey, it is what it is. Hey, at the end of the day, man, we going to my brother Marcus, then we going to you, Crush. You Smoke, then we're gonna spin the block as always. We're going to Phantom. Then hold on. We're going, my bad, after Smoke, we're going to Detroit, then Phantom, then Ben.
Hey man, so yeah, like Smoke said, I got a little discombobulated because I have to disagree. Listen, we can't make and I'll use the word excuse that just because back in the day they didn't do something this way, that we shouldn't get on the people now. See me, I'm gonna go ahead and be honest. I'm a casual. I just started watching boxing. I come from other sports where the best fight the best, play the best at the end of the day, and there's a champion crowned at the end of every year. So we can't. Hold on one second. Actually, pass it to Smoke. I gotta take care of an emergency. I'm sorry, y'all.
We're gonna come back to my brother Marcus. Smoke, go ahead, get your bars off. We're gonna spend it after that, man. Go ahead, Smoke.
Yeah. Yeah. When it comes to this,
hold on, Smoke. Before you start cooking, Jimmy, I see you in the background. They say your device is not connected. Can't bring you on the panel. When they let me bring you on, I will. Go ahead, Smoke. There we go.
Yeah. It seems to me that this is just about fan on fan violence, right? And there's all kinds of there's a bunch of different kinds of fans, and some of them are let's say the fans that I most relate with, and I can relate with most people without getting irritated. But actually, there's some fan base, there's some category of fan that irritates me more than others. But there's a group that almost never does, right? And that is the reasonable, hardcore, diehard fan base. If you're that person, then you rarely are going to get under my skin, right? And those people, the reasonable part of it, they like to bounce their ideas off of people, because if you're a fan of a fighter, it becomes kind of an echo chamber. And so maybe you get, you become a little bit more pro a way a particular fighter moves, which makes you almost by default anti the way another fighter moves, right? So you, in order to like make sure you don't fall into that trap or that rabbit hole, you might, you go out there and you float your ideas. And I don't mind that part of the discourse where the facts of the matter, where I think the disconnect happens, is not. I mean, there could be a double standard and all these things. It's more like what is it? If money and belts and all that stuff didn't matter and it was all about the fights, then we wouldn't have these weird rehydration clauses that impact the product that fight fans are supposed to see. Like at a certain point, we have to recognize that all of these things are working in concert. Both the belts, the money, and the fights that we would like to see. Like all of these things, they come together. And if you start to talk about how a belt doesn't matter, then for me, it as an Ali fan, right? Like I know, like I remember. It's not that I remember. Not only do I remember like Ali, but I remember Ali as a champion, right? Like as a guy, not as a guy who was just good and fought good people, but as a champion, the lineal champion that has no belt. Pardon me 1 second.
Hey, smoke real quick. Your mic is popping. It's popping.
Oh, okay. Hold on 1 second.
See if you can, clear that up real quick.
Let's see if I can work this out. Is it still popping?
You good to go, brother. You good. You ain't popping no more. Go ahead.
All right. Cool. Right. So, when it comes to fights that we just want to see, yes, there are those fights. There's also fights that we would like to see because of the belts, but because of history, and all of these things are under the realm of like reasonable fans. But then you just got some people who are in it, and this is the internet, and trolling is a product of the internet, right? So if we're on the internet, we have to recognize and respect the medium. It attracts a lot of other kinds of fans. It's not like they're not fans; they like the sport, but the way that they interact with the sport is on some like internet socializing kind of thing, where you just talk a lot of shit and you try to antagonize somebody and inflame them and get them and then like laugh, right? Like, oh, you and your emotions, that kind of shit. Like that just happens. And I think this fight has taken over that part of the internet, and I mean that part of this discourse between Tank and Dev. But if you are a fan, right, and you do like, and you take people at the word and call people cap, then for me, this idea about money, prestige, and belts, all it means really is access and options. So when Tank says, "I want to fight the winner of Gambosis and Dev next," and he has the popularity and the influence that he has, but he also has the means to do it because he's a WBA regular and he can force that thing and make an argument to fight those dudes next. Then, I mean, if you want to talk about cap, why don't you consider that thing cap? Because for me, if I'm trying to get what I want, if I need my agenda be fulfilled, I'm going to use all the means at my disposal to do it. All the arrows in my quiver to hit the target. Right? That's me. But apparently, Tank just sits there and does what he wants, when he wants, how he wants, which he has the right to do, and nobody hates on him for that thing, or is mad at him for that thing. But for my reasonable, hardcore, diehard fans that care about cap, apparently, why don't you make these kinds of distinctions? Why do you talk about the money aspect of it when this dude said he wants that one's next? Do you say they want the next one's next unless I get a bigger money fight?
Smoke. You're breaking up, brother. You're breaking up.
Okay.
I thought that was me. That's him. Okay.
No. You're breaking up, Smoke. We're gonna come back to you. You keep breaking up respectfully, of course. We're gonna come back to you. Man, Troy Graham, go ahead, man. Respond to anything you want to respond to. We're going to my brother. Damn, I forgot, man. We got my brother Jimmy in the building. I got to get him in here. So we're going to Troy, man. Got to get my brother Ben Israel in here as well. Got to go back to Phantom. Man, everybody got to get their bars off. So I'm gonna manage this as best I can. But
let's just free smoke it, bro.
We don't do no, because then people don't get their bars off when we start that free smoke. We don't do that bullshit. So respectfully. Go ahead, Troy. It's on you, brother. All right, Troy. We're gonna come back to you. Jimmy is in the building, man. Jimmy, what you got for us tonight, man?
To be honest, mate, I just caught your stream. I hit the link. So
hey,
you
man,
guys are.
You're always welcome, my brother. Always welcome. Real quick, man.
Yeah,
let me shout out Dahlia in the Cash App, man. Much love to Dahlia, man. Appreciate you showing love in the Cash App. We got my brother DJ Black Charm is in the building. DJ, if you got time, man, hit the link, man. Come through. Much love to you as always. Go ahead, Jimmy. It's on you, brother.
No, bro. I was saying, what was the question? Because I just jumped on
the question is this, Jimmy, and we're gonna because we gotta move forward. I got another question we gotta ask, but want to ask, man. So we see that right now, Bill Haney, he's getting the smoke. You know, people are trying to put what Bill says on Devin. Bill is wearing multiple hats. He's wearing the promoter hat, the manager hat. You know what I'm saying? The CEO hat, the trainer hat. He's wearing all these multiple hats. So when Bill says some people want to put it on Devin, why didn't they want to put when Leonard Elevator, when Floyd Mayweather, when Calvin Ford, when these individuals said things, why didn't they try to put that on Tank the same way they're trying to put what Bill says on Devin? Do you think that's a double standard? How do you see it, Jimmy?
Well, I think all the people that are doing it are very clearly Tank fanboys, though, because you can't have two different, you can't have, two different sets of rules, for two dudes that are in the same, sport. If it's good enough for, Tank, then it's good enough for Haney, Look, with that, whatever, if people were saying that, look, don't hold Floyd Mayweather and Leonard Elevator, don't hold their words on Tank because, look, they're just promoters. Or Tank's manager, trainer, right? Who's a father figure to him, But Tank Davis has been given a lot of passes on the YouTube community for a very long time because basically they were saying, look, man, this kid's, he's being controlled and he doesn't really, he doesn't have any control or power over his own career. So the reason why he's a cherry picker and he's ducking fighters like Vasyl Lomachenko or Devin Haney or whoever, fans were accusing him of being scared of at that time was because, Elebi and Mayweather were controlling him. And that's fair enough, if you want to think that. But then when the same rule could apply to, Devin Haney, Bill Haney's his manager and promoter, and he'll say and do a lot of things that, he'd think, is in the best interest of Devin. The things that he's saying at that time in public may not be what Devin Haney's personally thinking or feeling, So I feel like as a man, whatever standard you hold, you should be consistent to, right? And a lot of fanboys, they're not, the Tank fanboys, they'll say stuff like, Tank's all about getting the paper in the bag and stuff like that. I mean, we're not seeing any of that money, so I really don't know why they're obsessed with weighing another man's wallet. As sports fans, I think our bottom line should always be the product, the big fights, the entertainment factor and legacy and stuff, because that's what we care about. When we spend our hard-earned money on pay-per-views or when we buy tickets or even when we watch the fights on free TV, we're tuning in, and that's the reason why the sponsors are paying those dudes big money to put fights on free TV. So I feel like we're almost trying to kill ourselves as fans, talking about protecting fighters and things of that nature. Especially when a guy like Tank, who's just a contender, man. Now, for me, I just never really got all the Tank Davis hype, though. Like, the guy doesn't do well on pay-per-view. There's always a firestorm on Twitter whenever he does a pay-per-view. People accusing him of flopping. He's a good ticket seller, but, I mean, nothing special. And he's not a champion in the division. So how much clout he holds, I think the fans really exaggerated, bro, to be honest. When they call him the money man. I've never seen any network offer Tank Davis $100 million contract that they do for guys like Canelo, Joshua, Fury, etc. Those are what you call money men. I mean, Devin Haney is making, between $2 to $4 million a fight, and he's got all the belts, and he's doing okay. Like the way they talk about Devin Haney, you'd honestly think Devin Haney was an undercard fighter who's getting $1,000 a fight. Like the kid's a multi-millionaire and he's a unified champion. Like he doesn't really need Tank Davis in his career. I think Tank needs Haney for his legacy. So when fans say the undisputed champion doesn't matter, right? You don't have to unify the belts. In principle, that's true. You don't have to go around every single belt and unify all of them. But if there is a unified champion in your division, or an undisputed champion in your division, in the namesake of legacy and our respect for boxing history and culture, you have to face the man, bro. Because the guy who's the unified champion is the dude in your division. You have to see him. So when people say like belts don't matter and it's all about the big fights, well, I mean, they're not being honest, because Devin Haney is the man in the division. He's the lightweight king. And if you want to say you're a top dude at lightweight, you have to see the dude, whether it's Lomachenko, whether it's Tank, etc. So I think a lot of Tank fans do have double standards, and yeah, man, they just caught up in their fanboy emotions.
We got a quick, and I appreciate that, Jimmy. We got to go to my brother Ben, and we're gonna spin the block, man. The next question on the panel.
I believe I was next. I wanted to kind of rebut to that, but
yeah, I want to rebut what he said too. But go ahead, bro. I'm gonna get it.
Well, if we got rebuttals, then we definitely can do rebuttals. I love rebuttals. We'll go to Phantom. You know what I'm saying? Then we'll come to Ben. Then we'll go to Crush, back to Troy. For everybody who has anything that or anything to talk about as far as what Jimmy just said, what anybody just said, man, open it up, man. Y'all talk about it, man. Go ahead, Phantom.
yeah, as far as this double standard, I don't know, where he's getting that from. I just think it's kind of ridiculous. When we saw Tank under, TMT Promotions, we saw he was able to get in good fights. They were relatively big, but coming out of that and going under his own banner, he's gonna give us the biggest fight in boxing, and doing cross-network deal, cross-promotional deal with one of the youngest talents in the sport. You know what I'm saying? And you got Haney over there, I mean, fighting little old men, 34 years old at lightweight, and acting like that's the Super Bowl. Like, no, it don't work like that, bro. Well, a 34-year-old man who's already lost twice and is on his way out the sport. I mean, that's cool. Nothing wrong with it, you know what I'm saying? But let's not act like these two young niggas getting it on and actually making shit happen and kind of changing how the sport works in its current context isn't something that's, changing how shit could probably project into the future. You know what I'm saying? A younger man beating on a older man, that's been going on for fucking ever. You know what I'm saying? But in this climate, with the way boxing is and how limited these fighters are as far as how many times they fight per year, you may be lucky if you get 3 fights out of them and they fighting this early. Yeah, that should set a new trend. And I think Devin Haney and Shakur need to be a part of that as well and follow that trend. And I think Tank and Ryan is a direct call out to that, because they were saying hopefully this fight will motivate other fighters to do what we doing. Get in there while you're young, put them O's on the line, and let's see who's the best, instead of waiting until you in your mid and late 30s like Spence and Crawford. You know what I'm saying? And we still worrying if we gonna get that fucking fight. So this double standard, I just think it's a misnomer, and I just think it's some Haney fans who really got to bug up their ass about Tank. Because if Tank wasn't around, Haney would be the man. Like, everybody would be on Haney. But since Tank is around, like, that's always gonna be someone who the Haney fans got to demonize, because if he wasn't around, then that guy would be the guy. You know what I mean? It's kind of one of those situations. But I don't like being long-winded. I can talk more, but I'm going to let somebody else.
Hey,
hold on, Chris. Hold on, Chris. Go ahead, Chris. No, go ahead. I'm going to let you respond to that, Chris. I'm going to let you respond. Then we're going to my brother Troy. We're going to Troy after. Then we're going to spin the block, man.
Let me respond to
we're going to Ben after you, Chris. We're going to Ben, then Troy. My apologies. Go ahead.
Let me correct Jimmy on something real quick, respectfully.
Correct.
He said that's why I said respectfully. You ain't got to repeat me, Dub. I done laid it already once, brother. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Now here's the thing, right? You cannot say that Devin don't need Tank, but Tank need Dev. Think about what you just said. And ask yourself before you say that, what type of boxing fan you are. Let me tell you something. When it comes to the best fighting the best, they need to fight each other. They are considered the best, right? And guess what? Devin Haney gets a lot of extra credit for becoming undisputed, okay? But he didn't beat the best to come undisputed. So y'all need to stop that nut hugging part right there.
Can I rebuttal?
So the thing is, you can't say that because it's about the best fighting the best. And none of these dudes fought anybody yet. So stop trying to big up one's resume or over because none of them fought nobody yet.
Hold on, Jimmy, let him finish.
Wait, bro.
Let him finish, Jimmy. Go ahead, Chris.
Because Devin Haney became undisputed by beating a C-level fighter. Now, go ahead and say what you need to say.
Okay, here's the thing is, bro. In life, it's always good to bring receipts to a debate respectfully, right? Okay, Tank Davis isn't the top fighter at 35 or 40, and he's not a champion at 35 or 40. Neither is Ryan Garcia, right? So when people get overhyped and talk about legacy and, they're making the paper, and this is more like MTV fans, than actual boxing sports fans, right? Because at the end of the day, Devin Haney destroyed the number one lightweight in the sport at that time, right? Who had all the hardware, and then undefeated champion, lineal unified, George Kambosos, the same guy that took out a pound for pound top 10 fighter, Teofimo Lopez, right? The reason why Tank fans like discrediting Kambosos is they don't want to talk about Rolly Romero, a journeyman, Barrios, a dude that's not even top 5 in his own division. We know the baby belt era, right? Daycare, what were they calling? Mayweather Promotions, Daycare Promotions, the baby belts. I remember all the memes and the Tank fans getting very emotional. Okay, at 35 and 40, Tank Davis has no legacy, he has no signature wins, and he has no hardware. That's the cold truth, right? Devin Haney, he's the undisputed champion, no questions, no debates, and no arguments, bro. There's nothing to debate or argue. One man is the undisputed champion at lightweight, and the other man is just another contender in the division, right? Vasyl Lomachenko is the most accomplished man in the division. He's got Hall of Fame credentials. He's a former top 10 pound-for-pound fighter. He's ranked number 1 in the WBC and the WBO, right? And Tank is the only one that hasn't mixed it up. Teofimo jumped in the fire, Haney jumped in the fire, Lomachenko jumped in the fire, but the big bad wolf, Tank Davis, has never shown willing to jump in the fire. He's fine. Ryan Garcia has never been a champion. He isn't the top fighter at 140 or 135. So what are we talking about? Tank and Ryan being a mega fight. Ryan's not a top fighter at 40 or 35, and he's not a champion. He's a dude that spends half his career on Instagram, and the guy's battling mental health problems, inactivity. What fucking mega fight are we talking about?
I never said anything about Ryan Garcia. I never mentioned anything about that goddamn fight, because I don't give a damn about that fight. And everybody on this panel in this chat know I shits on that fight, so you must have been talking to everybody else, because I never said anything about that at all. I wouldn't even mention that. But you keep going back to fucking goddamn titles and fucking hardware, and that just proved my point, what I just said moments ago, people. Y'all replacing goddamn titles and belts over fucking skill set, because it's about two skill sets. Wait, let me finish, bro.
Jimmy.
Boxing is about two evenly matched fighters fighting skill for skill, my man. That's what boxing was built on. Okay? You talk about belts and all this shit. It's plenty of ass champions that been in the sport, my fucking guy. We can go down and shit. So you gonna sit here and talk about champions and what Dev had did? I keep on telling you, he ain't fought no fucking body either. So I'm not shitting on Dev by big enough fucking Tank. Listen to what I'm saying. Tank is one of the fucking goddamn best, regardless of what you think. Because even though Kambosos motherfucking beat T.O., they don't make him an elite motherfucking level fighter. That don't change nothing over fucking night. You know how many guys that were C-level fighters became hot, that won a fucking belt? That don't change the narrative of your skill set. Boxing is about the skill set. It's not about titles and all this shit. Y'all put in the titles
Y'all putting the titles and worrying about the fucking money before the skill set. Dev ain't fought no fucking body, just like Tank ain't fought no fucking body, no matter who the fuck he fought. Cause who the fuck is Lomachenko? He was dead, he's the fucking burnout. And you sitting up here talking about Lomachenko, this and this, he passed his fucking prime, dude. You want to get his young boy, his young undisputed champion, fucking beating the dude past his prime? Are you serious? Are you serious, bro? This is the shit that you saying. So we want to give the undisputed a top class, master class fighter fucking props. He's in his prime against an old dusty motherfucker who ain't did shit lately in a motherfucking lightweight. He's a fucking has-been, and then his fucking shit was pillow, bro. You gonna say and talk about Lomachenko and build him the fuck up? His shit was manufactured in pillow, my homie. What are you talking about? Then he lost to fucking Salido, a fucking journeyman. What are you talking about? And he was never the fucking man. Lomachenko was never the fucking man. Because who did he beat to become the man? Don't say Gary fucking Russell because he wasn't never the man. So who the fuck did he beat to become the man, bro? Y'all sitting up here bigging up this dude like he a matrix or something. He fucking shitty. I just broke it down for you. Do you need me to do it some more? This motherfucker shouldn't even been in the fucking talk to fucking Devin Haney. What the fuck did he do? You don't even hold nothing. What did Lomachenko do for Devin Haney, my guy? What do Lomachenko do for Devin Haney? Right now, what do Lomachenko do for Eddie? Not a damn thing. Do he got a belt? He ain't got a belt. You talking that tank shit?
Hold on, Jimmy, chill, bro. Chill. Let Crush finish.
You talking that tank shit? Lomachenko ain't got a fucking belt. He's a has-been. You want to sit up here and big up some has-been shit? You do that when he retire, bro. He's still current. Go ahead, man. I'm done.
All right, Jimmy, we're gonna let you rebuttal. Then we're going to my brother Ben Israel, going to
what we talking about here, man?
Hold on. We gotta let Jimmy rebuttal though. We gotta let him rebuttal. Go ahead, Jimmy. This is funny, brother.
So this is the one word he should not have used. Manufacture. When he said manufacture, I started thinking about all those baby belts Tank Davis won, and I started thinking about all the cherry picks that go on life and death with Isaac Cruz, a fucking cab driver, right? Getting outboxed and walked down by Rolly Romero, a dude that may or may not be mentally retarded, right?
He did not get walked down.
Hold on, Crush. Let him go.
Cherry picking.
Let you go, brother. I cut him off. Let him go, Crush. Let him go.
Because you want to talk about receipts, so I'm gonna bring the receipts, bro. Don't worry, bro. Like, you can't question Haney's resume or Lomachenko's resume when you talk about Tank Davis, bro. A dude that's never been the man in any division. He wasn't the man at 130 because he was too fucking scared to fight Lomachenko. When they said to your boy, right, you want to fight Lomachenko? He said, no, I'm not ready. Most boxing fans think Devin Haney's fighting a guy, Lomachenko, that Tank was fucking scared of. Okay, did he fight the dude at 140, Josh Taylor? Fuck no. And is he fighting the guy at 135? Fuck no. So what's Tank's whole legacy? I tell you what it is, bro. Keyword manufactured. Baby belts, fucking cab drivers, and hyped up fanboys like you.
First of all, I'm not a hyped up fanboy. Alright? So why hold up. I'm a fucking grown man here. I ain't no hyped up fanboy, and I would tear your ass up on any boxing. Your rebuttal was a fucking piece of shit, bro. Because you keep bringing up nut ass fucking belts. You keep it. See, I know how.
I got it. We're not gonna do that, Jimmy. Let's stop from the personal attacks. We're not. This is boxing talk over here. I do it the way I do it for a reason. If I wanted free smoke, it is what it is. This ain't a free smoke channel. It ain't. So we're not gonna. We can talk. We can attack the points of each other's as far as it goes boxing wise. We can do that, but we're not gonna attack each other. Jimmy, you can't call that brother anything and then not expect him to respond. He didn't call you nothing outside of your name, so I would expect the same from you. We're gonna go to my brother Ben Israel. It's a little too hot over there for me, for y'all right now. Calm down. We'll come back to y'all brothers in a second, but we're not gonna do that. That ain't how this panel is gonna be ran over here. It is what it is. If you don't like it, you can leave. But I'm not a free smoke channel. I ain't dealing in all that. I like for everybody to get their points off, and I like that. I tell my brother Ben Israel on a regular basis, it got to be boxing. Ben Israel, and that's what Ben starting to come with is boxing. You don't see him, Ben. It's on you, brother. I apologize. It's on you, Ben. Go ahead, brother. Anything you want to talk about.
Respectfully, I'm loving the energy tonight, though. Right side, I was born in the free smoke, but boxing is my passion. I can relate to both of them brothers, whether it's Kush and not the side with nobody. I'm very impressed with Jimmy tonight. I am. Jimmy is not a fan of Devin. He just giving y'all facts tonight. That's all. He went over the top with the last name calling. Me and Jimmy done argue. We went free 100 times, but what this not about tonight. Respectfully, both of y'all making great points. Smoke was making a great point. His mic started breaking. I'm over here just like, damn, this shit good tonight, man. You know what I'm saying? Because Smoke was saying how you can let a person, trolling in YouTube intimidate you. You know what I'm saying? And this what I'm seeing from people. I myself is guilty of that. That's why I told you right side, I'm not coming on. Nobody don't attack me. I got nothing with nobody. We can talk boxing. I'm gonna line it up. I'm gonna keep it very, very respectful. You know what I'm saying? But I'm understanding what I'm gonna start with Crush. I'm understanding the energy that Crush brings. Great energy. The bully on the playground shit. I'm feeling that shit. When the belts don't matter, when Tyson got his ass knocked out, he still was the A side. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't about belts then because he was still that draw, but he still accomplished something in the sport of boxing. And those were those titles though. That's why I'm gonna go to Jimmy. I understand where Jimmy coming at tonight. I was impressed. I'm looking at this shit down. This still Jimmy, the same motherfucker out of the debate with 100 times. Cause he giving facts. And this the same shit me and him to argue about. He'll tell you that. The resume, yes, to make you right, Crush, yes, Lomachenko. Oh, but Devin Haney, the same dude, was out here asking to fight everybody. I believe, I'm gonna beg the different with that. I believe both of them done fought a couple of dudes. I understand how Jimmy come off when he said Tank was protected. And when you ask about the names like Devin Haney and Lomachenko, who Floyd Mayweather dangled over him now, Kush, his promoter was saying, I'm gonna put him on you. So, but I don't think Tank is afraid of Lomachenko. I think Tank will knock Lomachenko the fuck out. But then it's the Devin factor. What he talking about? But without none of the name calling right side respectfully, I'm loving their energy, bro. I'm loving this shit. You know what I'm saying?
No. And Ben, I love the energy too. It's just that we got to make sure we keep some type of composure on the panel because it's an emotional it's an explosive situation.
Yeah. Hey Doug, real quick. Hey Doug, real quick. I don't do that type of argument, bro. That name calling shit, I don't do it. I don't do that. I don't like that shit. And
that's why I cut it off from the beginning because I don't do it.
Yeah, I don't get into that shit at all.
That ain't the channel I'm gonna run over here. It ain't gonna be nothing like that. You feel me? And
I don't do that shit at all. Don't call me out my name.
At the end of the day, man, if y'all notice, man, I want everybody to get theirs off. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't have a problem people going back and forth. But when we talk about free smoke, from my experience, when it becomes free smoke, it becomes something other than boxing talk, and that ain't what this channel is for over here. That's just what I'm on. That's just me. And so, but all y'all welcome to get y'all bars off. Ben, you got anything else? We got to go to my brother.
That shit boxing, man.
We definitely got to go to my brother, but Troy Graham been waiting longer than Smoke. Respectfully, Smoke. I know Smoke gonna tell me I'm wrong about that, but we got to go to Troy Graham and then Smoke. Ben, you got anything else before we move to my brother Troy Graham?
I'm loving the energy from the brothers tonight. You know what I'm saying? Kush, you doing a hell of a job, Jimmy. I don't know where I think you've been trolling me, Jimmy. Keep it boxing respectfully. I'm always a fan of Smoke. Troy Smoke like similar. No, we good. This boxing. Both of them brainiacs now. Smoke, we already know Smoke a brainiac now. Ain't no question about Smoke skill. Troy the same way. Kush passionate about the sport. I could say Jimmy and me more because it's a little shit talking there. But it's a passion for the sport, and I'm gonna land my plane. I'm loving the energy again. I hope y'all no name callers, back to boxing, do your thing.
And I want to thank both of y'all for showing me respect. You know what I'm saying? When I say shut it down, I ain't, hey, it is what it is. I appreciate both of y'all showing me respect. Shout out to Dahlia real quick. Aaron, my brother Rick Timms. Hey, I just want to see the fight. You damn right. That's it. At the end of the day, at all the shit we're talking, I want to see the fights. These are the dudes that I think are the best, especially when we're talking Tank and Devin. I think those are the two best right now in the division. I want to see that fight. You got the quote-unquote money man versus the individual holding the belts. You know what I'm saying? I want to see the fight. Man, Troy, we coming to you, then we going to smoke. Troy, what you got on the topic, man? Keep it cooking, bro.
I'm gonna stay consistent, man. I'm gonna just say that, you know, as boxing fans, we just want to fight. The rest of this stuff is, I guess, it's fun if you into that stuff, you know, it's entertainment, but we just want to see the fights. I mean, also, you know, if all the capping, like y'all say, leads to Tank versus Haney, what does it matter that he was capping? Does it matter then? No, it doesn't. See what I'm saying? Nothing should matter. Nothing should matter but what goes on in that ring. Nothing. But when there's no fights and nobody's really fighting each other, and you have second-class fights viewed as top fights, this is what you get. All right?
Facts. Smoke, what you got on it?
Yeah, first off, I'm not sure how reliable my connection is going to be, so just let me know if I break up.
Cool. Just cook, brother. You sound crispy right now.
All right, cool. Yeah, when it comes right down to it, calling guys B and C level fighters and talking about skill sets, and then saying that has to be everybody's measurement is just going to be a problem, because not everybody has the same sort of criteria when it comes to rating a fighter, from whether or not they're A level or B level or C level. So first you have to come to some agreement on that point before you start even talking about like rating their skill sets, which is also a thing that needs defining. So a lot of the times, I say all this to say that a lot of times that we think our universal terms aren't universal, and we just wind up talking past each other. When it comes to and what solves all that is getting the fights, right? The truth is revealed in the ring to some extent. But once you understand, for this particular fight that's on everybody's tongues, Tank and Ryan, you got rehydration clauses and you know, catch weights, and maybe you have to fast or whatever. I don't know. So yeah, the truth is revealed in the ring, but sometimes there's some context to the truth that we're watching. And that's where the hardcore diehard comes in. I'm just saying, I think as long as we keep it reasonable and respectful, then you should be able to, digest all of the information, not just cherry pick whatever narrative puts your favorite fighter in the best light.
Facts. Hey, man, we're going to spin it back around, man. Jimmy, what you got on it? Then we go into my brother Crush.
Yeah, bro, look, this is just my point, just to, mellow it down a bit. Look, Tank Davis versus Ryan is a good fight, but I think you'd be hard-pressed to ask a hardcore fan, an honest fan, and say to him, look, these are top dudes, number one guy in any division. They're not. Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis haven't been the top dude at 35 or 40 ever in their careers. They've never been legitimate world champions in those divisions either, When people try and sell me Tank Davis as a top fighter, I sit down and I say, has he ever been the top fighter at 30? No. He never fought Lomachenko for whatever reason, right? Has he been the top fighter at 35? No. So far, he hasn't fought Devin Haney, the dude with all the hardware and the best signature wins so far. At 40, has he fought Josh Taylor or Riga's Progress? He hasn't fought them, and he will probably never fight them. So then I think to myself, what makes him the man? Go life and death with Isaac Cruz, someone most fans would call a quote-unquote cab driver. Getting outboxed by a walk down by a guy like Rolly Romero, who again would be quote-unquote a cab driver. Fighting a guy like Ryan Garcia, who again isn't a champion or a top fighter in any division. So what makes Tank this man and this guy with super skills? It has to be personal emotions. But it can't be facts, right? Because I'm looking at the receipts right now and they just don't add up. So I'm a man that believes in receipts and facts. And for the people that feel, what they feel, it's just based off personal emotions and feelings. Maybe they like the way Tank dresses. Maybe they like the way he, speaks. I don't know, man. It can't be his in-ring stuff because he's not fighting anyone we give a shit about. And it can't be his resume because he really hasn't accomplished much. Baby belts. I mean, when you talk about manufactured, I mean, Tank Davis screams manufactured with the baby belts and the cherry picks, daycare promotions. I mean, it's just, come on, man. This guy is not, he's a good ticket seller, but nothing special. His pay-per-views wouldn't be flopping if he was anything special. And we wouldn't be having these debates. If Tank Davis was the man at lightweight, we'd all agree. Devin Haney is the king of the lightweight division. And the Tank fanboys just hate seeing that. And it is what it is. I was never a big, it's crazy though, because I was never this mega Devin Haney fan. But when the dude went out to Australia twice, he won the belts and he brought them back. And now he's fighting Lomachenko, another big fight. I've just got to take my hat off and say, you know what? As a boxing fan, you're doing your thing. So congrats. When I look at Tank Davis, still the same old bullshit, smoke and mirrors. And his fan base, they've got to be probably the worst fans out there right now, I think, in the sport, because just the delusion, the dishonesty, the smoke and mirrors, the emotions, it's really shocking, to be honest.
Chris, it's on you, brother. What you got?
I don't even want to respond to them opinions, man. I ain't got time for it.
I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad. Does anybody have a response?
Yeah,
I'm
loving it. I'm dealing with the thing though, and I got a question for Jimmy, because I know Jimmy was, and he's not lying when he say he's never was big on Devin. Because me and him, I was arguing with him about it, and sometimes
hey, Ben, I didn't argue with Jimmy about Devin. I know that.
So I know for him to sit up there and for me to hear him coming out his mouth right now, and I'm bruh, dudes I went to school with got straight L for me by feeling this, by just saying, Devin, this I'm a fan of the sport. I might say this dude my favorite fighter, but it's the sport first. You know what I'm saying? When the things he's using them in press, the smoke and mirrors, the things, I'm gonna say Tank Davis is accomplished. 3 Division 5-time champion. Would it be Pedraza to get his first world champion, or it could have been your boy Marios Barrios to get his last one. He's still accomplished. And not only that he's accomplished, he's a big ass draw. My thing with that, my personal thing, if you're gonna sit up there, and I understand what Jimmy said, what the fuck Ryan ever did in the sport, when you made your assumption, when the dude told me about the schoolyard bully, I was ready to go fight. Everybody was ready to go fight that schoolyard bully. Ryan is not no schoolyard bully. I don't see him beating, bro. He's very, I respect anybody getting in that ring. But for me to sit there and just to, okay, I love that fight. I love it. But for me to say, well, Ryan deserved that over the undisputed champion, I'm not a fan of the sport. I could say I wouldn't be a fan of the sport because I know what the sport about. You got to do with all the motherfucking trinkets. You said he chinny and pillow fisted. That's look like an easy win to me. And they talk about cherry picking. Jimmy, I'll be going cherry picking on Devin if I feel that way. Because that's what, and I just beg to differ. I feel as though Tank got all the skills of knocking Devin to Jerusalem. Tank walk around with 2 motherfucking bazookas in both hands. Not the left, but he walk around with one in the right hand too. And will put your ass to sleep with both of them at any fucking second. This will make him so intriguing. This will make him everybody want to see. This is what the sport's about, blood sport, man. We sit here and want to be passive sometimes, but this ain't what boxing about. This shit about bloodshed. We get, as a fan of the sport, all our passion go up. But to be crushed, very passionate. You know, and Kush, if me and you ever cross word, I want to be man enough to tell you, bro, forgive me, and you will never hear it out of me. As long as we keep it bossing my G, you will never hear that crazy shit. I can do it. With me and Jimmy, it's something different. We'll leave this show and be back to throwing blows again. But I'm just passionate about that in different ways, though, my G. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm loving y'all energy again, my dudes. Right side, thank you again for having your truly the most hated on here. You know what I'm saying? Tony, I'm still trolling you, Tony. You know what I'm saying?
Now, hold on, Big. Hold on. And we got it. I want to move it forward real quick because we got another question that we have to ask. And we got to talk about this because, you know, we see that EJ comes out and first off, before I move to that point, I want to let everybody get their bars off. Does anybody have anything else about Devin Tank, the 135-pound division?
Yeah, real quick.
Go ahead, Crush.
Real quick. Now I'm going to say this one more time. People, it's about get off with people having a name. It's about someone's skill set, fighting somebody else's skill set. All it's about hardware, this, that, and other. That shit don't mean nothing. It only means something according to who you fighting. If you got the hardware and you didn't get the hardware by fighting the best to get the hardware, it's not too much of it's not too much to celebrate. I just want to see a great fight, and this is my whole thing. Now, with any of y'all, if Devin Haney did not have these belts, would y'all still be screaming for this Tank and Devin fight? This is the same question I asked with the EJ and Spence shit. Would y'all still have the same energy for these two dudes to fight each other if that man didn't have no belts?
Yeah, I'm gonna answer that first.
Hold on, real quick, Crush. Ask that question one more time, and the reason I want you to ask it one more time is because I want to pass it around the panel, and I want to be able to ask the question the exact same way you asked it if the brothers forgot, right? So ask it one more time in that exact same way. Ben,
I got you.
Before we come to you, Ben, we got to go to my brother. We got to go to Smoke. Then we got to go to goddamn Troy Graham. Then we're gonna go to Jimmy. Coming back to Ben. We're gonna spin the block accordingly. Smoke. Crush gonna ask the question one more time. It's on you. Going to Troy Graham after Smoke. Then to Jimmy. Then to Ben. Then back to Crush. Go ahead. Crush.
Here it is. One more time. Here it is. One more time. Tank and Devin, they two undefeated fighters. If the belts were not involved, if Dev didn't have the belts, if Tank didn't have that retarded ass belt, okay, if Dev didn't have level 4 belts, would y'all still be screaming for these two dudes to fight each other?
Can I go?
I'm gonna answer first.
I want.
I would. Okay, so I've been screaming for Tank to fight Loma, for instance. I've never really tripped off Shakur fighting Devin until apparently he got here, and everybody apparently is ducking him, including Devin, even though he's never had a fight at the weight. But yeah, now that fight is starting to marinate. But Devin versus Tank is also one that's been marinating for kind of a while. The same thing with Devin and Ryan, same thing with Devin and Tio. Like, that's the thing, that these guys have been, they're young enough and they've been attached at the name enough that we should be watching them fight. I'm not necessarily mad at the Ryan fight, but it seems like Ryan is the least deserving of all of these things, unless you start talking about how the money matters. But when critiquing Devin, if you're going to keep it, I guess keep that same critical eye, then I don't know how what you have to say about Tank's competition, if this is supposed to be about comparing the guys. In terms of like Cambosis and where we would be screaming. Like, for me, when it comes to skill sets, I think not only does Devin have the skill sets to beat Tank, I think he also has the right mentality to beat Tank. But I think the Tank also has the right attributes to beat Devin. So I would like to see that fight without the bullshit, like A-side and who's doing all that other stuff. I would like to see that thing. But if it's for Undisputed also, then more's the merrier. I don't know why the perfect has to be the enemy of the good. If you don't like whoever likes whatever they like, it's fine because they should get it in this fight. If you like Legacy, Legacy's there. If you like a good fight, that's there. If you like a style matchup and skill set, all that's there for this fight. So yeah, I would be screaming for it even if the belts went on the line. But I could also understand if somebody else wouldn't be, but the belts would be on the line. So shit. I mean, why not?
If it's just a simple yes or no, you can't give two answers to that, Smoke. You just did that.
Bro. I mean, we don't live. This is a false dichotomy. There could be like 15 answers. You might not only want to hear but there could be a bunch
I put it out there because it's meant to be a simple yes or no. Would you want to see these two guys fight?
For me, yes, of course. I don't know. Like, why wouldn't you?
That's all it is. That's all it is. Nobody don't need to die.
But even if they wouldn't line to see it, if all the belts were on the line, the belts would be on the line. If Tank would like press his thing, like he said he's gonna do.
But see, I asked it for a certain reason. You just proved one of my points. I'm trying to get everybody else answer, bro. Because I'm gonna let you know what it sums up to be at the end. I'm gonna let y'all know what everybody answer sum up to be. Go ahead, Jim. It's on you.
Jimmy, you got anything on that?
Oh, so right side.
And real quick before Jimmy, I gotta say, Crush, hey, you can give a yes or no answer. If they answer with if they change the yes or no to multiple choice, unfortunately, this is what happens in the sport.
Don't be trying to switch move the goalpost on my question, Dub. Listen, Dub, this shit show, but that was my goddamn question, man. Damn, Dub.
Hold on. Ask the yes or no. Ask the yes or no question again, Crash. I'm gonna let you. And because I I got love for you, OG. So hey, ask it one more time. Ask the yes or no question, Jimmy. What I'll say is answer the question yes or no, and then elaborate however you want to elaborate.
Right. All right. So I'm gonna ask it to you again. Would you want to see Dev and Tank fight if it wasn't no straps involved? If Dev didn't have no belts and Dev didn't have that Wonder Woman belt, whatever you want to call it, simple yes or no.
Well, the belts are only on the line.
We gotta let them elaborate, though. We gotta let them elaborate.
So
go ahead, Jimmy.
So this is the problem, right? The belts are only on the line because Devin's bringing them. Tank isn't bringing any belt, so I'm not really sure what you're talking about. It's not a unification though. It's Devin's title on the line.
Y'all going over.
Hold on, Crash. Let the brother get his bars off. Let him get his bars off.
So I mean, if Devin, for me personally, I really don't care that much about this fight. If Devin wants to move up to 140 and fight Riga's Progress or Teofimo, those are great fights for me. If he wants to defend his belts against Lomachenko and Shakur, those are great fights for me. When I look at Tank Davis, nothing about Tank screams that this is a mega fight for me personally. They're all millionaires, so them making a couple of extra million for me is not a big deal. I know a lot of fans get hyped over seeing other men make money, but that's not what I'm about. I'm just here to watch, the sport of boxing. So yeah, for me, it's not really. I'm indifferent, bro. He could fight Teofimo, Riga's Progress. He could stay at 35 and fight Lomachenko, Shakur Stevenson. These are all great fights. Tank Davis hasn't shown any skill set against, Isaac Cruz or Rolly Romero that would make me think he's an A-level fighter. And he certainly doesn't have the accomplishments. So, it's just one of them.
Troy Graham, what you got on it, Troy?
He still didn't answer the question, Dub. The question didn't get answered.
Listen, Craig, hey, look, I always say this. Everybody answer the question how they answer it. I can't.
No, he didn't answer the question, Dub. He went totally different from the question.
Hold on. I'm not disagreeing. Hey, if you feel he didn't answer it in your opinion, I'm not mad at it. All I'm saying is I can I'm gonna get a brother the time to speak, and he answer it how he answered it. It's on them. I can't.
Listen to me, Dub. I think you misunderstanding me. I don't need an elaboration. It's the simple yes or no question. Would you want to see these two dudes fight if no belts was involved? No elaboration. That's simple yes or no.
I understand that. I understand it, but the same way I'm gonna give you your time to elaborate, I'm gonna give these brothers their time to elaborate.
It's not an elaboration. It's just a yes or no, bro. It's a yes or no question. It's not an elaboration question.
It's clearly I just watched Smoke elaborated, Jimmy.
No, I just said because you said for them to elaborate and then answer. You did that. I didn't ask for elaboration. I answered for simple yes and no. You fucked up my question again. You did that, dog. I asked the simple yes and no. You put the elaboration on it.
Why you yelling for me?
Hold on. And the reason I put the elaboration on it is because this is an open panel. This is what.
Dub, I just wanted to.
Crush. You can ask it. I'm gonna let you ask the question, but I'm not gonna force anybody to answer a question their way. Even when I ask a yes, hold on, Crush. When I ask a yes or no question, I can ask you a yes or no question, and you're gonna give your opinion on why you think and why you answered it. That's happened multiple times. I ask yes or no questions all the time, and they end up being elaborating on. I have no problem with that. I can't have a problem because I gotta respect everybody's opinion.
But the elaboration is taken away from the yes or no. You not listen to me, Dub. I hear what you're saying, but the elaboration is taken away from the question.
Crush. I can't force a yes or no answer. I can't force that, and I'm not trying to. If I force a yes or no answer, then it's gonna be everybody saying yes, no, and then it's gonna go back to you. That's another question. That ain't how the panel works.
No, it's not, bro. No, it's not. It's just a simple yes or no. It's no elaboration. Hey, would you want to see this fight if the belts wasn't involved? That's not elaboration.
No, I've got it. Hold on.
I wouldn't. Yes, I would. That's it.
I've got. Hold on. Just to cut all this out because you know you're gonna go on an emotional waffle forever.
Yo, cool down. Ain't nobody going on nothing emotional. You got to calm down with that, bro. Stop disrespecting.
You've been yelling for about 10
minutes. All right. I got it. Once again, you can ask whatever question you want to ask, Crush, on this panel, and it may not be. This may be the only one. It may not ever happen this way, but the people are able to say yes or no, and then give a response.
I get that part. We passed that part. I understand that, dog.
If you get it, respect my panel, respect it, and let them elaborate, and then move forward. That's it.
I'm past that part, but your man going fly with his mouth. That's what I was talking about. Like, watch your energy, man. I'm not gonna tell you no more.
I'm just saying, why?
It ain't even on Jimmy no more. Jimmy didn't answer. Smoke didn't answer.
Yeah, but he slid some slick shit in there, bro.
And only reason he said it because you wanted him to respond. You wanted a yes or no. He wanted to respond to that. Let's stop all of that. Let's stop the back and forth. Let's stop the back and forth. And let's go ahead and let everybody answer how they answer.
Yeah, don't be disrespectful. That's all I'm saying, Doug.
You're being disrespectful to Dub.
Hold on, Jimmy. I'm good. I don't need no help. Me and Crush, we on the level. Crush ain't being disrespectful. I understand exactly where he's coming from. What I'm saying is Crush. At the end of the day, you can ask your question.
I get that, Doug. Let's move on, Doug. Let's move on, Doug.
We're going to Troy Graham to answer the question, and we're gonna move forward.
Just give me 1 second.
We're not doing
Dub, let me just say one thing.
We're not doing.
No, it's not. No, it's not free smoke. It's just he wanted a one yes or no. He wanted a one-word answer, right?
Regardless, Jimmy. Regardless of what he wanted, that ain't what I'm at. That ain't what we're talking about. What we're talking about is the answers that's gonna be given, and they may not be the yes or no answer that he's looking for. What I'm saying is that everybody is entitled to answer the question the way that they answer the question. Crush, ask the question again, Crush, and now it's on Troy Graham. Then we got to go to Ben Israel, and we're going to spin the block like we always spin the block. What I would ask is that if they don't answer your question the way that you want them to, it is what it is. Ask another question. Let's move forward. Go ahead, Troy Graham, man. I'm gonna ask Crush to ask you the question again. Crush the question.
No. You know, I have an answer. I don't want to hear the question again. I got it.
He said he don't want to hear it. He got an answer. Go ahead, Troy.
He heard it already.
It would be a much more meaningful fight if both these young men were champions. That's my answer.
There you go. Thank you.
Right?
Simple answer. And go elaborate on it if you want to, Troy.
Okay, you have two fighters that are undefeated and they're still in their 20s and and they're young and they both come with their own audience and they both champions, that would sell a whole lot more, and that would be more interesting than just seeing two young fighters fight for the sake of fighting.
Big Israel, what you got on the question, bro?
You know, shit. There was so much pistol drawn a minute ago.
Troy, I mean, my bad, Crush, man. Ask Ben Israel the
Hey,
question one more time.
I'm like Troy. I want Crush. I fuck with Crush.
I fuck with all y'all. I fuck with all y'all.
I fuck with everybody on here. I'm the most hated. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm loving the energy right side. This one time I could be silent. And feel the energy that motherfuckers be telling me I be calling Tony Brown, Smoke, Kush, Jimmy. Everybody gonna accuse me what they doing. And I'm the most silent right here. The most humble. And this what these fighters need to do, because I want Crush to get to it. I don't even want to answer, because I don't know where he lead at, but I know he got something up his sleeve. If I know Crush.
Crush, go ahead. Hey, Ben say he giving you his time. Am I right about that, Ben?
Of course.
Kurt, Ben is giving you his time. Crush, continue, brother, respectfully.
This is Austin. God damn it. Here's the thing. We're going to cut this short, because I'm going to answer for him. The reason why I asked the question about you rather see these two young men or any guys, because I did this about the Errol Spence and Bud shit. They never answered. These y'all answered. No one never answered that one. These y'all answered over here. Because at the end of the day, I was going to sum y'all questions up. It really doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, the overall answer is going to be a 50-50, right? Because you have people that's fans of wanting to have a title and want to see that. That's true. There's nothing wrong with that. But everybody's not like that. Then you got the other half that just want to see it because it's a good fight. So if you got 50% that want to see it for this reason and another 50% want to see it for another reason, then what's the use of arguing of which way it should be done? These are the type of things that the boxing world do that have people stir up their brains, and we come up discussions and shit like that over this. A good fight is a good fight, no matter if it's a belt on the line or not. Because at the end of the day, no matter if it's a title on the line or not, you know what we still getting? They still gonna get paid. It's still gonna be a big money fight, and then you still seeing a good match. So really, at the end of the day, it's really just about that. But some people are fans of accolades. That's what it is. And then you have your diehards. I'm a fucking diehard. I don't care about accolades. I never was big on accolades in any sport or anything. I'm just not big on it. I'm more so
that
into.
Sort of presumes that the best fights aren't title fights, and I think for the most part, every now and again you get some really great fights that aren't title fights. For the most part, the title fights are like legendary. You get some legendary non-title fights, but I mean, like this Tank Ryan fight, like this is a popularity contest. Like you're not even.
I hate this fight.
Like,
I hate that fight, Smoke. I don't even like it.
Ryan I'm just saying, like that's not a title fight.
No, it's a piece of. It's a purse fight.
I mean, the Caleb Plant, they're trying to talk about this interim title as a title fight. I guess they're trying to pump it up, but yeah, I mean, it's an okay fight. It's a decent fight. It's not like a crappy fight. It's better than most. I mean, the Tim Zoom to Tony Harrison. I mean, these are not the best fight, but like I expected Tim Zoom Charlo was going to be a much better fight.
Oh hell yeah!
Right? You know what I mean? I don't understand like why we need to put these two things against each other when they most of the time complement each other.
Hey, hold on, Jimmy, real quick. We're gonna come to you next. Always, we love to engage the chat, man. And my brother Reed 215 said, "Shut the
That's
fuck
Philly,
up."
baby.
Didn't answer the question though, right? The reason I ain't answer the question is because at this current moment in time, hey, I got niggas who got pretty much the same opinion And if I let everybody get it all first, if I disagree or have a point that I want to bring up that I feel somebody missed, I will. But at the end of the day, with the panel I have right now, they're addressing the points spot on, and it ain't shit for me to rebuttal or speak on because they hitting the points right now. Jimmy, it's on you. It's on you, Jimmy. Go ahead.
My thing is this though, like, I can see through smoke and mirrors, right? So I feel like, why is it always the Tank fans that keep bringing up belts don't matter? Is it because he doesn't have any? It's like me. Say if I don't have a girlfriend, right, and I run around the town, right, talking about, having a girlfriend isn't important. Having a girlfriend isn't important. But all my friends have got, hot girlfriends that cook for them, great sex, all that stuff, right? But I'm running around saying the girlfriend's not important, right? That's how the Tank fans look. They're running around screaming belts don't matter because that boy don't have any. So he doesn't have any hardware and he doesn't have a claim to a championship, right? So I feel like this is the reason why this topic keeps getting brought up over and over again. And I keep noticing it's the Tank fans that bring it up. Belts don't. I'm telling you, bro, if Tank Davis had 5 world titles like Devin Haney does, they'd be screaming from the bloody rooftops, legacy, hashtag all the belts, where's the Hall of Fame? Like, come on, like, it is a theme though. Like, it's always the Tank fans that keep bringing up belts don't matter. The guy that doesn't have any, or when he does have a belt, it's a fucking baby belt. Like, I don't know, man.
You gotta say for belts, I say.
Troy Graham, man. Anything?
No, it's about like. See, here's the thing: you're supposed to be the baddest, right? If you're the skill set, if you have that skill set, you're supposed to be the guy that says nobody can beat me. Not the like, I'll fight you if the price is right. That is cool. I mean, if that is your thing, I'm not saying that you should. Sorry, I did say should. For a certain segment of the fan base, and I think that I think it's very reasonable, and it certainly falls within the in the category of being a diehard purist, student of the history and the tradition of the sport, right? Those kind of people don't give a shit about how much money Tank makes. Now, and they understand this has always been about prize fighting before there's anything called a sanctioning body or a belt. It was guys getting paid for fighting, even taking that into account. We're not going back to the 1880s, though. We're in 2023. Okay. A lot has happened since then. There's still that core part of prize fighting that is the heart of the sport. There are more things, especially. It would be one thing if there was all these like great fights happening that weren't title fights, but the best fights are the title fights. Like Devin Haney is a bigger fight. He's fought better competition than mine, and Heck Garcia and Rolly, and who did he fight before Rolly? Pitbull Cruz.
You're breaking up smoke.
Smoke. Breaking up smoke. Okay.
Smoke. You're breaking up, brother. You're breaking up.
Yeah.
You're breaking up.
Yeah, you're still breaking up. Yeah, okay. And before I was so rudely interrupted, because you did say if Troy Graham had something to say, right?
Yeah, Troy.
Okay.
Go ahead, Troy.
Yeah. Nothing new, man. It's just nothing new. This is what happens when you're in an era of not getting the fights that you want. And it's not like you don't have the fighters out there. You do have the fighters out there, but you just don't get the fights that you want. That's why we have conversations like these, which really don't go anywhere, right? Because in all reality, I would love to be talking about what happened in the ring last Saturday or what's going to happen this Saturday and so on and so forth and so on. Yeah. But here we are talking about minutia. He said, she said, who shot John and all of that nonsense, All right, yeah.
Great point, Troy. Great point. Matter of fact.
Go ahead.
Wow.
We go Ben Israel, man. You heard it. You heard what's going on, man. Talk about
it. Man, I'm here to just sharpen my tool tonight. I'm very impressed with the panel. Whether it be, Kush from his energy, Jimmy with his sarcasm, Troy being Troy, and you being Dub, right side respectfully for hosting all of us, my G. You know what I'm saying? I want to give you your roses face to face, man. You know what I'm saying? I can't, like you said, I don't got nothing to say because all of them hit it on point. I feel, you know, Crusher say something, Crusher make a good point, Jimmy will make a good point, and you know, whether it be Smoke or Tony, they solidifying it. Which each one of them, you know, their answer may be. But I'm just happy tonight, man. I'm listening at it. I'm you know, I'm impressed with that people understand, and I'm gonna say, Crush, that me being a hardcore fan, belt does matter to me. You know, it does, because like Smoke was saying, prize fight. I mean, we know it's there. They putting their life on the line, and if I can get off a fight $100 million, kudos. Let them fighters do it. I'm not here to be pocket watching like that. But if we talk about the legacy, this what they mean by, I mean, what does really Ryan bring to the table? I mean, if you want to match him, I mean, skill for skill, he's not the boogeyman that you mentioned, that schoolyard bully though, Kush. Ryan,
I never call Ryan a schoolyard bully. Never. I don't like that motherfucker. You wasn't paying attention to me. I would never mention him as a bully, bro.
Hold on, Crush. Let him finish. Let him get it up.
I'm just making my point so you can understand where everybody coming from tonight. You feel what I'm saying? Without the little sarcasm, because like I said, I don't want you to think it's a jump or, you know, like I said, I'm impressed with all y'all. But to say that the belts don't matter, when this what the legacy Hall of Fame. I'm trying to look in the Hall of Fame to see the fighter that went to the Hall of Fame besides Rocky. You know what I'm saying? Went to the Hall of Fame just being the A side. At one point of their life, they had to become that dude. They got to hold that title. They got to solidify themselves. You can forget about that once you did that, and then, you know, start chasing the bag. Because, you know, Floyd, you know, it's so many definition behind Floyd, the money man, TMT, because he broke the barricades. And I'm here to say that it's going to be one of these young fighters that surpassed Floyd. We thought, you know, when I was a little kid, Chris, I thought Mike Tyson was like the shit. You feel what I'm saying? I thought this motherfucker, I said he making fucking 50 million. Ain't nobody gonna make more than Mike Tyson. Ain't nobody gonna never beat Mike Tyson ass. To, I think I was about 9 or 10. Dude named Buster Douglas in Japan knocked his ass out. But he still was the A side. He still was that guy. While all these other champions with the belt, Mike Tyson was still that guy.
Hey, real quick, man. I wanted to read this from Dahlia, man. She, and I think she breaks it down perfectly. It's a sport. Why do we have the Super Bowl, right? Why do we have the NBA championship? I mean, you play the sport to win. Olympics, gymnastics, or whatever it is. Shout out to Herm Edwards. What do you say? You play to win the game. Yeah, it is what it is. And so,
well, you can't play boxing.
We and I understand where you
That's
come
not a
from.
sport you play. That's not a sport you play.
Hey, well, at the end of the day, play. We'll use
They
the word
fight.
play.
They fight to
Hold
win.
on, Crush. We'll use the word play interchangeably in this situation, and we'll say fight. Right? You fight to be the best. You fight to win. You fight to win the highest levels of a championship accolades in the sport of boxing. This is what you fight in the sport for.
Yeah,
and this is the question. Hold on, real quick, Jimmy. We're gonna get to it. My question is this now. My question is that if we're gonna sit here and say that it's more about the money, right? It's more about being the A side, then doesn't that go directly against what us as boxing fans are looking for? When we sit here and look at these fighters push for the money, right? The glory, the fame, versus fighting the best. We should all have a problem with that, shouldn't we?
Yeah, look, boxing, you know, for hundreds of years has always been about the belts, you know. That's been the key, you know, metric that's been used to structure the sport, right? Through ranking systems, through, you know, top fighters unifying to sort of, you know, create a consensus, number one. That's always the metric and structure that's been in place. I don't know why we have to change everything just to appease Tank Davis fans or make his legacy look better. You know, a lot of the fans say he's the man. Well, you know, if you've got an undisputed champion in Devin Haney, you can never be the man in the division. So there's one man, and his name is Devin Haney. The rest are just contenders.
Hey, and go ahead, Crush. Go ahead. It's on you.
Here's the thing, right? I hear what you saying. I hear what y'all saying. All right? It's about winning. Okay, you get more than one thing for winning, people. You get belts, you get paid. Let me just say this. Let's just be all the way honest, all right? In every sport, a person's first thing is not to become a damn champion. That's the last part. Nobody's trying to get in the sport to get a title and don't get paid. So you gotta get one part to become the other part. And we've seen people get paid without being champion. You get paid more, you can make more being a champion sometimes, because every champion don't get paid. Every champion wasn't good. Every champion didn't beat the best to become champion.
All right, now I gotta.
And you know what, Kush?
Hold on. Hold on, Ben. I gotta ask this. When we say that in every sport, the goal is to get paid, right? We see individuals getting paid. We see individuals getting paid over in certain or with certain, whether it's promotions, certain teams. Regardless of how we look, we see them getting paid, but they're willing to leave that team, right, to go and have an opportunity to win a championship. We see that regularly in the sports, right? If we look at basketball, we've seen Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant was over with OKC. He was getting paid gloriously. You know what I'm saying? The only thing was him and Russ couldn't get over the hump as far as winning the championship. And what did he do? He left Russ, even though he was getting paid as much as he could. He was getting paid more with OKC than he could get paid with Golden State. But he left OKC to go to Golden State. Why? To win the championship. We watched LeBron James, right? He had a bigger bag to be made over in Cleveland. We saw that, but he left. We all remember. Hey, not one, not two. We remember that. We watched LeBron James, the quote-unquote greatest basketball player in the sport at the time, outside of Kobe, in my opinion. But we watched LeBron leave his hometown, right? Not because of the money, but because he wanted to win the championship. We've seen this happen. We've seen, and it shows that it's not all about the money. Tom Brady could have got a bigger bag with other teams than Tampa Bay. He could have got a bigger bag. That's a fact. But he went where he thought he could win multiple championships. Why in boxing? I say that to say this. Why in boxing do we sit here and say? And I do understand it, because boxing is an individual sport. That's the difference. Boxing is an individual sport, right? It's not about the team. It's about you. That's what boxing really is about. It's about the fighter. And so how can we say, though, we can't compare boxing to any other sport? Because in any other sport, we've seen people move to win championships. We didn't see them move to get paid. Well, we have seen that as well. We have seen that, but they only did that. They only did that when they didn't have a chance. When they didn't have a chance to win the championship. Anytime players had chances to win championships, 9 times out of 10 they moved toward the championship team.
And that's a great thing you just said. You know what I'm saying? When you gave that assessment, but one thing you left out is that football and basketball is a team sport.
I said that. I said boxing is individual.
But is exactly. But when you look at that and you hit on something great too, They move for championships. Everybody getting it to win a championship. If you look at a golf player, individual sport, he ain't swinging that motherfucking shit just to swing that shit. He want to beat everybody ass out there. A motherfucker, a tennis player, same thing. A motherfucker, when you say a person get in the ring can't play boxing, but yet it's still the belts don't matter. I'm like, nah, it kind of, nah, Kush, it does matter though.
No, see,
it does matter.
See, wait. Listen, it matters to you.
Well,
it matters to you. Hear me out, bro. It matters to you. And y'all still missing everything that I'm saying.
No,
yes, hear me out. Yes, you are. Because I know what I asked. I know what I started. And I know what y'all responded. I'm paying attention. There's nothing bad. All right? But Dub, you just said everything in long term that I just fucking said, bro. Because one thing, wait. Come on, everybody in this panel and on this chat. We know wait. Let me get it.
Hold on, real quick, Crush. Let Crush get it off. Let him finish. Let him get his point
come
all
on,
the way through.
I got everybody, man.
Let him get it all the way through.
It's nothing for y'all to even try to rebuttal. Calm down. Trust me, calm down.
Go ahead, bro.
At the end of the day, right? You just repeated everything, the point that I'm making. Yes, that shit matters. Yes, it does matter. I do agree with that. But that don't matter first, baby. That's all I'm saying. You got to get paid first. Nobody's going to pick up a basketball, throw a football, catch a football, any of that shit, swing a golf pole, a bat, or anything, if they got to wait until they win a chip to get paid. If that's the case, no, you can't get paid until you win a chip. You cannot get a paycheck unless you playing or boxing or whatever to win a chip. But the only way you get paid, no per diem, no nothing, no welfare check, none of that shit. So your 160 something baseball games, your 82 basketball games and all that, you don't get paid until you become that shit. That means if you don't become that, you've been doing it for free.
No, but then
you want to get some. Wait. Let me drive it home, baby. You want to get the money in your pocket first before you go do that. And Dub, the man had the money in his pocket first. He secured the pocket first, and then he went for the championships. Nobody is thinking champion first without getting paid, because you got to get some kind of money, not the biggest money, but you got to get some kind of money onto that way, bro. But most people. There's a lot of people, because I agree with it, but you want to get paid first. Ain't nobody going to go for it. I'm going to just take all this and I wait until I become champion. You want to get paid too, because nobody's just in the sport for one thing. You need to get paid too. That's every sport.
I'm coming to you next, Ben.
That's every sport. You just ain't there to become a champion. You need to get paid too. You want to get paid first. Who want to be a broke ass champion?
Hold on, Jimmy.
Who want to be a broke ass champion? I'm gonna finish my point real quick. Who want to motherfucking win some belts? Had to wait until they got the belts to even get one fucking paycheck. I gotta wait 28 fights, no matter how long it took, how many fights it took me to get, in order for me to get paid. I gotta wait until I become champion to get paid. I done put in all this work. I shouldn't have to wait to become champion to receive that. Yes, I put in work to become champion. But what about everything else? I don't want to be I can't buy a fucking home and take care of my children with just a fucking belt.
All right.
You want to get paid.
Hold on. All right, Chris. All right, hold on. First thing I gotta say is, man, make sure y'all tune in next Tuesday, man. We got y'all think Crush going in now. We got Crush. He will be live with us next Tuesday. Man, y'all make sure y'all tune in. It's gonna be a hell of a show. I already know my brother is gonna show up and show out. First things first, I gotta say this. I want to go to the Queen Dahlia real quick, man. Like she just said right here, if it wasn't about getting paid, Devin wouldn't go to Australia. That's a fact. Devin got paid going up.
And this,
Hold on. I'm coming to y'all. I got y'all. I promise I got y'all. I'm gonna show love as always, man. Y'all make me drop my mic, man. My mouse. God damn. Here we go. All I'm saying is that at the end of the day, if it gotta be somewhat, the money gotta mean something, regardless of how we look at it. I agree.
Right.
The money does definitely mean something. It does. The thing is the money, it doesn't mean everything. And
no, it don't.
Hold on, Chris. Hold on. I'll let you cook, brother. Respect.
No, I'm not cutting you off. I just agree with what you said because I wasn't saying that. I wasn't talking over you, bro.
No, you good. I gotta get to the other brothers. So all I'm saying is at the end of the day, like Dahlia said, man, if it wasn't about the money, right? If it wasn't about the money, then Devin may not have to go make the Kambosos fight. But at the same time, when he made that fight, yeah, he made the money, and he also went for legacy. My problem is when we're talking about the money and when we're talking about the sport of boxing. Yeah, in any sport, not just boxing. Money is all good and well, but just how I just brought these different individuals up. The money was there for them, but it was also about legacy in the different sports that I'm speaking on. Whether it's basketball, whether it's football, whatever it is. Yeah, money means things, but there's also a legacy piece of it. And at this current moment in time, the only person fulfilling both of these criteria is Devin Haney. As far as the 135-pound division goes, we're gonna go to my brother Ben, then we're gonna come back around to Troy, then we going to Jimmy, then we back on Crush. Ben, anything you got, and break it down if you want to, and then we're going to Troy Graham after you, then we're going to my brother Jimmy after that. Go ahead, Ben.
You know when we say the money, it's prize fighting. This what I wanted to get at first, whether, like you said, like both of y'all said, whether it's in basketball, you meet some of these when y'all bring up these team sport.
Hey, Ben, real quick, Ben, your mic is popping. Clear it up and come right back.
What I sound like now?
Say it again.
What I sound like?
Go ahead.
When we talk about these team sports and all this other stuff like basketball and football, again, the money does matter. This prize fight, I'm gonna keep it on boxing. It's very few people come in the game, whether you're a fucking Olympic gold medalist. You know what I'm saying? You come in there, you will have a little bonus and shit. But you don't come in there it's only few of them. I don't even think Sugar Ray did it. Start getting $1 million per fight. But they work themselves up to it, becoming champion. Once you become champion, this one the biggest bag. But when y'all be invoking these little sports, these team sports into the individual sports, the money, I understand what you mean, Kush, when you were talking about the dollar. But it's very few people, if you don't solidify yourself as a champion, you ain't gonna get them dollars. They do get paid. Everybody you get in the ring, you ain't gonna get the biggest bag that we speaking of. You're not gonna get that. But the thing is that is questioning me. That's mind-boggling. That Tank allowing Ryan to get this shit. You feel what I'm saying? To stay here and benefit. Because again, then this the thing I want to know. What has he done? You feel what I'm saying? It's crazy though, almost. You know what I'm saying? And then when we talk about money, when you got Devin Haney, or you can say Shakur, or even Teofimo Lopez, when you got these type of fighters putting it on the line, like damn, him, crazy.
Yeah, I don't like this. I don't like Ryan Garcia. I don't like Ryan Garcia. He hasn't done nothing.
Hey, Crush, I'm gonna let you respond, but we got to get to the other brothers. So
no, I wasn't going on the cook, bro. I was just saying that.
Okay. Go ahead, Troy. Troy, it's on you, brother.
All right. Well, to me, it's simple when you talk about boxing. I'll give you a simple analogy. You got to get a driver's license before you get the vehicle. You don't get the vehicle first and then say, okay, I'm gonna go get my driver's license.
right?
I like that.
Okay, you have to first. Okay, first of all, when you get into boxing, the first thing you do is you build your name. And that leads you to the championship. Once you get to championship, you don't just get money; you get what's called leverage. You know, you can leverage that championship into other things, which lead to money and everything else. But you have to build your name. You have to get that championship. You can't just say, okay, I'm just going to build my name up. That's great, but you have no leverage. You have no leverage whatsoever. Okay, well, you could say, well, I have this many fans behind you and all that. That's great, but you're still chasing the man with the belt though. So you got to get your driver's license first, then you get your car. You don't get the car first, and then go out and think you're going to get a driver's license. Okay?
Got you. Jimmy, it's on you, brother. Go ahead, coach.
Me personally, to be honest, bro, I completely disagree with the notion, about, look, at the end of the day, bro, when a lot of these young kids turn amateur, and they're 8, 9, 10 years old, fighting their hearts out at these national championships, or trying to win the international tournaments to qualify for the Olympics, or when they break down and cry when they win the gold medal. I think there's an element of legacy and sportsmanship and passion there. A 9, 10-year-old kid who's fighting at a Golden Gloves or an ABA or whatever tournament, right, regionally they're fighting in the back of their minds, they're not thinking of, in 15 years, I'm going to sit down with the ESPN and we might sign a multi-million-dollar deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, there has to be an element of sportsmanship, passion, and just a love of the sport, whatever medium you pick in life. It could be photography, horse riding, boxing. Certain people are drawn to certain things. And I think for a lot of these fighters, the top ones, boxing is definitely a deep passion for them, a fire. So like I said, these kids have literally hundreds of amateur fights, for several years, for completely free. They have to spend money to go to these tournaments, and it's because of the love of the sport. It's to prove they're the best. And I think so. It can't all be for money though, because why would they do that? Why would they take those long bus rides to up and down the different country? Up and down the country, fighting these grueling tournaments for free, just to qualify for the tournaments or the world championships, or the nationals, or even this regional events. So I think it's because of passion, it's because of the love of the sport. And history has taught us, even as professionals, the fighters that care about legacy, guys like a Muhammad Ali, guys like a Sugar Ray Leonard, guys like a Mike Tyson, Roy Jones, etc. Long after their careers are done, they use their legacy to make money afterwards. I mean, look at Mike Tyson. How long has this dude been completely finished as a sportsman? It's been multiple decades. But the guy's still literally making millions and millions, tens of millions of dollars just through his names. Why? Because he's got that legacy. Same with Muhammad Ali, even when his career was completely done and he was bankrupt, he was able to pull himself out of the gutters. How? Because of his legacy, right? Because of his name, right? Fans being obsessed with, I just really don't get it. Like, look, when you're dealing with guys like Devin Haney or Tank Davis, right? You're looking at two dudes that are literally multi-millionaires, right? They're in the top 10% of the world, right? I don't think it's our job as fans to worry about them making a few extra dollars, right? And I think about the fans that do worry about fighters, especially millionaires, making more money, are dudes that just want to live out their own personal fantasies, So when they see Tank Davis on stage wearing a purse and heels, they want to be that dude, And I just think it's just a really a sort of like a feminine trait, I think, by a lot of boxing fans. It's like hero worshipping, and I'm just all about the purity of the sport. I just watch the sport for just the big fights, and the champions and the real warriors, the Spartans, putting it on the line and battling for legacy.
Hey man, hey Jimmy, Marcus, man, what you got for us, man? Talk to me. You hear my brother Crush? Hey, I ain't gonna hold you, Crush. You making some great points. Jimmy got a rebuttal for it. You feel me? Ben Israel.
You always got a damn rebuttal.
Of course. But at the same time, Marcus, man, what did you hear? And man, break it down for me, bro. What you think?
Hey, man, I feel like I feel like everybody's making great points. I feel like it's somewhat naive to think that these individual companies will jeopardize what they got going on, when they're not being required to. Their cash flow is dependent on the guy that they're putting in the ring, and anything could happen in boxing where, you lose or get knocked out. It could be over. Your career could be over just like that. So, yeah, I mean, I understand it. These guys are in there to make their money. And at the end of the day, they're not trying to jeopardize their cash flow, especially when, ain't no guarantee that they can win a tough fight. But at the same time, part of my issue is not only are these guys these with no central control of boxing, these guys aren't being required to compete. We're not pushing our fighters to be champions. Therefore, the best aren't fighting the best because we allow the desire to see our guy make the most money or whatever else, or put the most butts in seats to be the main determinant of who's deserving to do what in the sport, when that's really not how it should go. I'm all for what Jimmy is saying. Like, these guys grow up hundreds of fights in the amateurs. They come up together and they should be able to make money together. A guy like Tank Davis, he's a little bit older than the rest of them, and at the end of the day, he should be giving opportunities to the guys he came up with. For Coach Calvin to say we want to starve them out because they don't like the things that they're saying, but then give Ryan Garcia opportunity when he's been talking crazy about Tank since day one is beyond me, especially when it comes from brother to brother, like Ben Israel was saying. But it's just weird to me, man. Like, these guys can get money together, and these guys should be able to get everything they should get out of it. But when it comes to competition, man, we got to push these guys to get in the ring with each other. We shouldn't be making any excuses for these guys not to fight for belts, because at the end of the day, the fans are the ones that pay the checks. We could say that we're not writing the checks, but if nobody pays attention, nobody gets paid, and that's how I feel about that.
Yeah, I feel you on that, man. My whole thing is this: I just want to see a good fight. I've been watching the sports since '75. Neither one matters to me, people. I want everybody to understand. Neither one matters. The money don't matter to me because I'm not getting any of it. Them becoming champion, if they get it, hooray to them. If they don't, it don't matter to me. I'm not the one in the ring doing it. So my passion for that don't matter. I'm watching the sport to see a good ass rumble. And when I'm sitting watching a fight, and we all have seen fights when guys they either overly match or undermatch. That's what pisses me off. I don't care about none of this other shit. Never did. That's why when I speak on it, I try to get some clarity, but people always got to try to rebut me and all that. Don't rebut me. I'm just trying to get some clarity, because everybody got too much fucking passion, talking about how passionate somebody is. Everybody's too much fucking passionate. I'm just passionate because I want to see a good fight. Fuck all this other shit in between, because that's what's giving everybody headaches. And people think they know more than the next person and all that, when we all got it twisted at the end of the goddamn day, for real, every last one of us. Because when we doing this, going all back and forth, guess what? We all goddamn pawns. That's not nothing to rebut. That's reality, because we all fit that shit. So I don't get into that. But when people start talking about certain things, we cannot direct what these fighters should do. This is what I'm telling y'all. I get what y'all saying. I like legacy. I love all that shit. But guess what? If I see that as a fighter that don't want to move that way, who the fuck am I to say something? Just don't watch the motherfucker. But we can't do that. We can't control every fighter. Just go watch the fighters that's moving in the way that you watching boxing for. But we no matter what, we don't get to tell which way somebody should be moving, because everybody's not going to be in the sport for the same exact reasons. Some people get into sports, yes. Some people get into sports for nothing but legacy. That's true. Money's going to come with it. How much, it don't matter to me. Then you got some people who gets into these sports not for no legacy. That's all I'm saying. Everybody that pick up a basketball, come on, man, all these thousands and thousands of basketball players, man, everybody that want to be a champion, they say it
because it sounds good, but you want to get paid. Some people shit is to get paid. Some people shit is to get motherfucking accolades. At the end of the day, we really don't know which ones. But if I'm watching something, I see a person moving a certain way, okay, you know what? I don't like the way he's moving, but who am I? I don't manage him. I don't promote him. I might go to a fight every once in a while. This, that, and the other. That's why I told everybody, yo, calm down on the Terrence Crawford situation. He's moving the way that he wants to move. We don't get to tell him to move the way he wanted to move. Yeah, we feel as though we have that reason to because we tune in, we buy the pay-per-views, this, that, and other. But guess what? All this shit that we do, people, it ain't enough for us to be trying to have that kind of power.
What? Hold on, Crush. Hold on, Crush. Wait a minute. I'm glad you brought that up. And the reason is because we got one topic. We got to get to this topic as well. This is as part of the title. You feel me? We got to get to this topic, and then I ain't gonna hold y'all. I got to shut it down. But man, y'all take y'all time, and we're gonna come back around multiple times probably on this topic. From what we're hearing right now, we seeing cryptic tweets. Right? We see EJ coming out saying that he ain't active for nothing. I believe Nick J. And Tay, shout out to my brother Tay as well, man. Pac-Man Tay Jones. They responded back to Bud when Bud put a little cryptic tweet out and said, shit, we want to see EJ next. And Bud said something to the effect of we nearing the end.
Mm-hmm.
How do y'all take that? And we're gonna go in reverse order this time. So we're going to my brother Marcus, we're going Jimmy, we're going to the most hated, then we coming to you, Crush. I mean, is there still a chance? Do y'all think that it's still a possibility? Do y'all have y'all hopes up? I know what my thoughts are. I'll get to it. I'll probably be last in my closing statements, but Marcus, man, what did you take from the quote unquote cryptic tweets that we seeing from Bud and EJ? Seems like that we got Blue Blood coming out. Shout out to Blue Blood Sports TV. We got Blue Blood coming out saying that the fight is is moments away from being made. I don't think those are the words he used, but he's saying that right there before it's about to happen. Stephen Espinosa been saying, we've been pushing for this fight. I mean, damn, I gotta ask with the quote unquote people who are entangled in the situation. Do we feel, and not we, do y'all feel that Bud and EJ still has a possibility to happen? We haven't heard EJ versus Thurman announced. We ain't heard Bud versus Rocha announced. Do y'all think that there's still a chance that we get Bud versus EJ this year? We're going to my brother Marcus first, going to Jimmy next, going up to Ben Israel, then coming around to my brother Crush.
All right, man. So yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely possible. Do you
think they're in negotiations?
I could definitely see them in negotiations. It's just, I'm gonna be honest with you. As much as I really actually was looking forward to the fight, the energy that was there is no longer there for me. I personally feel like the way that both sides, and I'm gonna be honest with you, both sides handled business was unacceptable. It was sloppy business. We could blame one party if we want to. There's enough information out there for somebody to make a case going both ways. But at the end of the day, both parties failed to get on the phone and come to an agreement that made sense, and have a conversation and get it done when the time was ready. So yeah, it's been quite some time, and to be honest with you, I haven't been on the edge of my seat. I haven't been checking on it, and I haven't really even partaken in any of the conversation about them two fighting. Because like I've said before, I don't feel like that's the biggest fight for Errol Spence, because I'm a big Errol Spence fan. I don't think that's his biggest fight. I think it's a great fight. I would love to see Undisputed, but I feel like it's holding him up from doing other things that I'd like to see him do. Mm-hmm. And so, if at the end of the day, they're still putting out these cryptic tweets like, come on, man, I don't got time for that. I'm not trying to read between the lines for you guys. Like, if it is what it is, are y'all working together or not? If not, then I'm just not paying no attention. So, anything's possible, but I'm not holding my breath.
I gotta ask before I pass it to Jimmy. I gotta ask. You said, in your opinion, you think that Crawford is holding EJ up from bigger fights. What's a bigger fight than Crawford, in your opinion?
I think the biggest fight in boxing that could happen, and it is Errol Spence versus Canelo. And as crazy as that sounds, I've been saying it for.
Hold on. Let him get.
No, I wasn't cutting him off. I was just Dub. I wasn't cutting the man off, bro.
As crazy as that sounds, before it was even brought up on panels and a conversation in the boxing world, I was saying that, on the channel that we won't even speak on, but it was validated when PBC sent Canelo an offer with Errol Spence's name on it. Even though they may not be at the same weight class now, I figured that 2-3 years from last year that was a realistic fight, and they actually accelerated and validated my opinion on the fact that could happen. They're about the same age, they're about the same size, and granted they're at different weight classes. EJ is a much bigger guy than he fights at, and I feel like if he would have been able to put on the weight the right way and start moving up through the weight classes, he didn't have to unify every division. I felt like he could have went up and caught Jermell Charlo while he was still there. I felt like Sebastian Fondora was a great fight for him, and he could have then moved up to another weight class, got a couple fights there, and continued to matriculate and maybe caught a catch weight with Canelo. So I felt like, his career has been put on hold over and over again, and I'm not blaming Bud for that, but I felt like the sloppy business from both parties, and Bud Crawford took another fight, it definitely held up. And he didn't get to fight Manny Pacquiao, which was on him. He didn't get to fight Bud Crawford last year, which was on both of them. I mean, these are big fights that could have kept the momentum and star power going for EJ. So at the end of the day, I mean, we'll see. When something gets announced that's important to me, then I'll give it some attention. But we got other guys like Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia making the fight happen, and these guys can't even get on the phone, and they having a Twitter argument. So that's how I feel.
Hey Jimmy, it's an open-ended question, man. You heard my question. You heard what Marcus had for it. Hey, speak on it how you want to speak on it.
No, I think Marcus, he made a lot of really good points, and I agree with a lot of what he said. This has been going on for over half a decade. It's been. I think the fight itself has lost a lot of steam. I think a lot of the boxing world, the fans and the media have gotten really bored of this fight. I think both fighters, I don't think the market value is as big as it once was. Spence has fought twice in the last 4 years, albeit because of injuries or other issues. Crawford, obviously, promotional issues and other things. I just don't really have the same interest in the fight anymore. Both guys are a lot older. I think both guys have got more miles on their clock. Bud's 35. Errol Spence has just been in a lot of, physically compromising situations as far as the car wreck and the operations and the inactivity. I just really don't have too much interest in this fight. It's I think it's actually past its peak. As a fight, and I'll believe it when I see it. I will actually. I'm not even sure if I believe it if they announce the press conference until they're both actually in the ring. I think that's when I really believe it. Several years is a long time for a fight, which is a big fight, but it's not some mega legacy global, Super Bowl. It's a good welterweight fight for unification, but it's not Ray Leonard versus Tommy Hearns, and it was never going to be Mayweather versus Pacquiao. So, I just think I think the boxing will need to move on from this fight. And I think we're giving these guys way too much power. Getting excited when these guys talk because neither guy really has been consistent over the last several years. And neither guy has really given me a fight I've really cared for too much over the last few years. I'm a big Crawford fan. But I think at this stage he should focus on fighting his mandatory in Rocha and then hopefully getting a unification with Virgil Ortiz if he gets past Stanionis. I think that's a good way forward, and then maybe move up to 54. And as far as Errol trying to hunt down Canelo, I mean, I think if you thought that Ferrari accident was bad for Errol Spence, he shouldn't go anywhere near Canelo. I mean, this is a dude that's fighting at super middleweight, light heavyweight, talking about going to cruiserweight. I mean, for Errol Spence, a welterweight, the jump up, that is just way too much. And when you combine it with the injuries and the age and the inactivity, I just think that's just not a fight that can happen. Especially with Canelo, he's on the zone. Him and Eddie Hearn are in a really cozy relationship. And PBC fighters don't cross the street to go to the zone, even when they're the B-side. So I just can't see that happening. I think we just need to let the dream die, It's like the Titanic, it was a beautiful ship. But guess what, man? It sank to the bottom of the ocean. And it is what it is, unfortunately. Me personally, I really don't care about the fight too much, to be honest. Whether they announce it or they don't announce it, it's like I've had so much interest in the fight for such a long time. I've been debating it, so many people on these panels on whose fault it was, why it didn't happen. I'm kind of fatigued, It's like that. It's like that girl you've been chasing for a long time, and when she finally shows interest, you're like, you know what, I'm all right, So it's just one of them. I just don't really care at this point, to be honest. And I think the boxing world should move on because we've got some really big fights, Like, you've got Lomachenko versus Devin Haney coming up. We've got Plant Benavidez. Possibly we could have, Fury Usyk. Nui Fulton. I know that's been rescheduled, but still, that's a massive fight. And for me, probably a better fight than Crawford Spence. Monster versus Cool Boy. Potentially we could have Joshua Wilder. So I think there's a lot of good fights out there. And I don't think this is one of them. So, yeah.
The most hated, Ben Israel. Talk about it, man. Do you think, from what we're hearing, you heard what Jimmy just said. You heard what Marcus just said. Talk about the fight, man. Is that fight happening? Is that next? Should we be looking forward? Should I just stop? Are my hopes too high? That's the real question. Are my hopes too high? I believe they are, but break it down for me, Ben Israel.
A fight of that, I heard Marcus, point, heard Jimmy point, but I'm going to start with your question. If Pac-Man said, Bud responded to that. But a fight like this does make sense for boxing. Earl Spence said he was going to do this, Bud say he's going to do that. Right now, like Marcus said, I'm tired of are we going to get it just holding me by my motherfucking, dreads and just playing with me like I'm a motherfucking toy or something. It's almost like that. But it's still man down today, tomorrow, and forever. But to address what Jimmy said, Canelo said he'll address him at 160. That's a great weight for Earl to go up there and beat his ass because Canelo ain't looking impressive. He can go up there and fight at heavyweight and get his ass whooped. Because his last outing, it wasn't in. And then he gonna go beat up on a dude named John Ryder. Come on, man. This, what boxing, it should happen. A fight like this with Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia, shit. If this ain't the fight, if you're going to sit up here announcer Keith Thurman, and it's man down today, tomorrow, and forever. I'm happy about Keith Thurman. I'm not by me being a fan of boxing, I'm a fan of Keith Thurman because he's a boxer. So I'm a fan of the sport. So I understand his accomplishment. Former unified champion, did a lot of great things. Only one loss. He lost to the great Manny Pacquiao. So if you're going to surprise me with this or surprise me or Terrence surprise me with a cockroach or motherfucking, Ric Flair, I don't want to see none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't. I want to, if you're going to dangle me, and okay, at the end of the day, this shit better mean something. And I better see this motherfucker fight coming to fruition. If not, it's just like, damn, but I feel as though EJ got a lot of things, a lot of, you know what I'm saying, like Marcus was relating to it. But I feel as though this is one of his big legacy fights. He want to be unified. He want to be undisputed. He's already unified. Done did. People want to question how he became, but he did it. And whooped ass doing it. And he's still saying he won't Bud Crawford. So, you know, the fight does make sense to me. But, you know, right side, you know, since this is the last question of the night, I want to ask a question, you know, respectfully. You know, and I'm going to come back to the main topic of the night about the cap situation with the Bill Haney thing, because, you know, I'm finna, you know, get me some rest, whatever.
Before you ask, let me let Crush. I want Crush to answer that question, and then Ben, we coming right back to you, and you ask your question for the panel. Is that cool? We're gonna do it that way.
That's great, my G. That's your thing.
Hey, Crush, man, the Bud EJ fight, and Jimmy, I see you in the background. You say your device is not connected, so I can't get you. I can't bring you on the panel, brother. I can't bring you on to get your device connected. But Crush, man, going to you, same question. You know what I'm saying? As far as this fight, the negotiations, man, Craig, you done heard what everybody done said. Break it down, Crush. Is this fight happening? Is it happening, Crush?
Oh man, you know you asking the wrong and right person again, Dub. Everybody, y'all know me. Y'all know me. Fuck this fight. It's not happening, people. Listen. I'm past this fight like I'm past all my ex-girlfriends. That's about 40 something. You hear me? I'm past this fight. It's too much damage control with this fight. It messed up the whole entire 2022, which was probably one of the best years in boxing in the last 50 years. It was a hell of a year, and it messed up. I'm tired of seeing, you know, my fellow content creators and fans and stuff being confused and everything about this damn fight, having belief. I have a better word. No one is better. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna know this fight is going down until you see them in the ring. That's not belief. Now you know, because you see them. There's no more belief. See, the belief is there because it didn't happen. Once it happened, then there's no belief. Now it's actual factual. It came into fruition. So I'm with fruition first, people. And I'm past this point. If the fight was to happen, I'm gonna be honest with you, I probably wouldn't even watch it. And I'm being real honest because it has sucked so much out of everybody. I haven't seen in all my years on YouTube, seeing people debate. It broke, man, it tore up shit. EJ and this Terrence Crawford situation really stirred up some shit. People was taking shit personal, literally betting money. I'll put my foot in your ass, this, that, and other, blah, blah. And for what? To still be in the same place that we are now, and once somebody puts something out or once one of them tweets something, I supposed to be like, yeah. Nah, bruh. I'm an OG. If it ain't in action, it ain't nothing. I don't care about the talks. So even if they pushing their buttons, even if EJ and Bud is on the video, it don't move me, baby. It gotta be goddamn boots and gloves laced the fuck up. Square ring and getting it on. I'm past this fight. It's not happening.
You know, it's bad because normally I would have a follow-up question, but because I don't believe this shit happening either, I don't want to spend too much time on it. Ben Israel, man, ask your question to the panel. And Ben Israel fell off. He fell off. I thought he had a question, man. Well, man, we're going to go to you first. Marcus, man, give your last words for the night. Marcus, appreciate you jumping on the panel tonight, man. You know you're always welcome up here, brother. Man, give your last words for the night. Let the people know where they can find you. Plug anything you want to plug. Also, man, get any bars off that you feel like you missed tonight, man. Get them off.
Hey, man, so I want to wrap it first. I want to give you your flowers, man. I like the way you run your panel. I didn't know you had a channel, but I'm subscribed. I appreciate the wrench, and I'll definitely be returning, man. Great conversation, great energy, you know, and it was a good night. It's nice to have a nice back and forth without all the extra. And even when it got turned up, you handled it like you supposed to. So I appreciate you 100%. Pretty much, I mean, we done covered it all, man. Devin Haney's still the man at lightweight, you know, and somebody gonna have to prove to me otherwise in the ring. So it's some guys that I appreciate raising their hand, like a Shakur Stevenson and maybe, you know, a Ryan Garcia, who I think actually might win this fight. But you know, somebody gonna have to come take the crown off his head before I believe any of the other stuff. When it comes to the EJ and Bud thing, man, I don't have nothing else to say. I said pretty much what I had to say, and you know, I see him when I see him. Other than that, man, I'll be back. That's it. I appreciate it.
Hold
Hey,
up,
nice
Marcus,
meeting you,
real
man.
quick. Hold up real quick, Marcus. Hold up real quick. We got my brother, the most hated Ben Israel, back in the building. He had a question for the panel, and I gotta let my brother get his question off, man. Ben, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yo.
Ben, hey man, get your question off, man. I know you had one that, or you might have had multiple. Go ahead, ask the.
No, it just really
your question, brother. Go ahead.
It's really one though, because you know we all love the sport, you know, and you know I'm a reflect because the topic was Bill Haney cap, you know. I somewhat try to, you know, to reflect or just give light on it's not Devin how Bill moving, because Bill is not getting in the ring. Devin is. Devin has never been capped. But the thing I really want, the question I want to ask y'all is, do y'all think Calvin Ford is gonna get any type of backlash when we talking about starving these type of fighters out? Him from being from the streets of Baltimore, a gritty city where I'm from, ain't shit. Motherfucker got the basically robbed, steal, and kill for every little fucking dollar. You feel what I'm saying? So for you saying out your mouth because you don't like this dude, and it's like how some of these people moving about Bill right now, they energy. Do y'all think Kevin Ford gonna get some type of backlash, or will that get just swept under the rug? Oh, that's just Kevin Ford. When we talking about starving a person, any one of these young fighters out, especially when you talk about legacy and the belts does matter, one half of it. You know what I'm saying? So do y'all think Kevin Ford gonna get any type of backlash with the statement of starving him out? Because we know you should not Ryan Garcia the fuck out. I don't believe nobody, probably a few people, gonna take that bet with Ryan. You know, them mad fans, them, you know, and they deserve it because they are a fan of Ryan. I'm not here to say they crazy. Sit there, think Ryan, oh, you mother. Nah, still am now. But this ain't the place for it. But you know, I just question that for them to even think. But they're entitled to their opinion. But for Calvin Ford, for me knowing Baltimore, you know, raised in that greedy ass shit, Kush, motherfucking Marcus, from that street, I would never tell y'all. And Kush, you know, I'm very out done saying some shit, but I never tell you, if me and you got to sit there and do some shit to make some money, I never say I'm gonna starve you out, especially I know you're a brother. Fuck that. Do it. Beat my ass then, Kush. That's what I'm gonna tell you. We finna run this shit. But to talk about starving the dude out, you ain't starving Ryan Garcia out. The fuck is we talking about? Matter of fact, you open arm, embrace him. So, cause some of the things when we talk about is it cap, and you know, thank you again, Right Side, for having me. I ain't gonna be long, man, because I was just sitting here and I heard all the great energy y'all was on, but I'm looking at the thing, I'm saying, damn, it started from is Bill cap. Cause Bill, and I'm gonna tell y'all when y'all hear this shit, just ask yourself, how many times y'all heard Devin say, I don't want to fight, whether it was, I'm gonna start with the super duper quadruple A side, that'd be Tank Davis. When have y'all heard Devin say I want to fight him? When y'all heard him say he don't want to fight Ryan Garcia? When y'all heard him say he don't want to fight this person or that person? The man been doing everything y'all asked in a fighter. But yet and still, because this how this man daddy going out here saying my son to kick your ass, and he, you know, he's the motherfucking shit. A proud father, just probably get under some people's skin mentally though. Shit fuck with people, and I tell people they shouldn't let that shit fuck with you. A proud father. When I see Bill, that's the shit I'll talk about. I don't want to really say it because some people can't. Some people don't hate their father for one. I ran away from my motherfucking crib, and I don't want to be long-winded. Dub right, so I thank you again for having the most hated, but I want y'all to just ask yourself, if you're gonna sit here and put millions of dollars on Ryan Garcia's table, and we brothers, and y'all claim that y'all brothers keeper, but you're gonna use the term and starving a motherfucker out when this man been blackballed all through the fucking sport, bro. This man, if this man wouldn't have took that deal, and guess, imagine, motherfucking people fail to realize that George Camboso is not a top-ranked fighter. That's Frank Warren boy. But they put Devin Haney in that shit because this some of Bob Arum shenanigans, the bullshit. They wasn't expect Devin to go over there and do what he did. They wasn't expecting that shit. Because keep in mind, he just whooped up motherfucker Till Fever to take over. The man that just whooped Lomachenko, the same motherfucker people want to criticize Devin for fighting, the same motherfucker that Bob Arum, the same dude. Oh, listen to Bob 1 minute, don't listen to Bob 1 minute. He's a motherfucking liar always. Whether he made true today or be lying, that bitch is a liar. Don't know when to take it. I just can't. People like, I just know. But when you ask yourself, starving a person out, and when you ask about the fights, how Bob Arum, another motherfucker, was using Terrence Crawford, I'm gonna sum all that shit up. How he was disrespecting Terrence Crawford. Piece of shit, won't sit down and negotiate shit. I can buy all type of fight. Their fans don't want to hear that shit. But sit there and mark Arrow to being a drunk instead of saying, brother, get back on your shit. You know, be more dedicated to the sport. Take life serious, my G, because there's people coming from shit. You know what I'm saying? Wishing they could be in your spot, bro, or would never think to go back to no shithole place like wherever the fuck they came from. Because they gonna make the best out of it. When I see these young athletes like the John Moret, now forgive me again though, man. I've been went on and on about these young athletes just blowing themselves. But when you got a dude talk about, I'm gonna starve this motherfucker out because I don't like how his daddy moving. Because I'm gonna tell him, if I was Calvin Ford, I'm gonna be like, if Bill would have pulled up on me with that energy, and I got Tank as a fighter, because I'm betting a farm on Tank. I know Devin is a superb boxer. That's the only leverage I'm giving Devin. Because I think Devin got a sick IQ that goes underrated. Same thing with Tank. I think both of them got the same problem in boxing, but Tank being a bigger draw is why people so gravitate. They'll grab the Tank and he's knocking bitches out. But Devin putting on a superb boxing show for your ass though. But thank you again, Right Side. But you know,
hey Ben, I gotta say, man, if y'all don't know, man, y'all make sure y'all we gotta have Ben. Ben will be back. I believe I got a second show I'm gonna have to do with my brother Ben, man.
You know, Kush. Who you said Kush battling Tuesday?
Say it again.
Who battling Tuesday?
Lies. No. Kush will be live Tuesday.
Oh,
yeah, Kush, he'll be live Tuesday. I was gonna ask you, being I believe you have a battle coming up on Monday.
Yeah, that's
next Monday. I gotta ask you, are you prepared for your battle? Are you excited for it, man? What are the topics? Man, tell me what you gonna do to knockout in that battle, man.
Man, I told Knockout, once again for, allowing me to test myself, my boxing skills, without all the shenanigan and the buffoonery, just straight boxing skills, you know what I'm saying? And I told him I'm gonna do it just what my name means, the most hated. I'm gonna rain sun on him like motherfucker Tank Davis be raining on motherfuckers. I'm gonna put a superb boxing skill on him like how motherfucker Devin Haney be doing motherfuckers. I'm gonna be real precise. I'm gonna keep it on facts. And I ain't gonna deviate, moving no goalposts, none whatsoever. I got a question. He got a question because you know Knockout been serving motherfuckers. You know he's very undefeated, very skilled and crafted. But I can't come in your backyard with your judges just being a motherfucking fool. Nah, I can't do that. So I asked him, you know, if we're gonna do this, you know, he pick a question, I pick a question, and the judge pick the third question. I'm ready to run it. You know, he being the super duper quadruple A side, I'm signing all the terms and agreement. But if y'all want to see a great debate, be there Monday night. You will see Ben Israel putting his undefeated title on the line against yours truly, Knockout. Like I told him, somebody must go. And I'm here. I'm not taking no losses. You know, I'm not taking no losses. And the question I got, you know, the third question is going to be relating to this Devin Haney saga. You know what I'm saying? But we going to be somewhat like all over the board. We're going to have a Usyk and Jamel Charlo topic. They're going to be the first question about who, you know, so on and so on. I want to go.
Okay. So y'all debate ain't going to be about fighters.
Yeah, because, you know, sometimes when you talk boxing, I tell people, I don't want to talk about Devin Haney and Earl Smith. I'll cook a motherfucker on that. That's all I study. Go to sleep, got tapes, fucking right now watching shit. All the fights, from one Garcia to the last Garcia. You know what I'm saying? That's easy. But if you want to challenge somebody, you give them a full 10 or anyway topic. And I think that Usyk is a great topic. You know, with a little Jamel Charles in the mix. You know what I'm saying? With a little Devin Haney razzle dazzle. And a question coming from the judges. And I still don't know who a lot of things gonna come in tomorrow. I would know who the judge is gonna be. I requested a couple of people because I know the most hated. I can make a lot of points. And by me being the most hated, motherfuckers gonna say, oh hell no, that's being fuck that shit. But then at the end of the day, they gonna respect that shit. My narrative don't change. If I think you that fighter, I'm going to stand on that shit. And as a fan of the sport, I'm going to stand behind you. Long as you don't move flaky, suspect, talking all that cap shit, and ain't fighting shit, I ain't standing behind no fighter like that. But if you a fighter, get all the heat because you want to fight a motherfucker, oh, I'm doubling down on that motherfucker. And Devin Haney is that dude. Earl Spence is those guys. Get a lot of critique. I don't need to debate them topic because it's like easy work. The motherfucker done went over there and done did all this shit over there to PBC fighters. Lined their ass up and bowling ball their ass over there at PBC. And want to drag Terrence Crawford ass to the ring and put hands on that boy. Great hands on him. Do him far worse than he did, motherfucker, Udanis Ugas. And a lot of people say Terrence Crawford don't knock EJ out. Do it, bud. Get in the ring and do it. But the question that I'm gonna tell you, you know, again though, because you know what me and Knockout is a wonderful. I tell Knockout, I thank Knockout again for a lot. Because Knockout challenged me. He tell me to study the shit, to stop being with the little. You tell me, and shout out to motherfucking Dub Right Side for naming Benjamin, for allowing me to take my name off the air and put what these motherfuckers hate me for. You the most hated motherfucker, and I'll take that for being real. And I don't go off on motherfuckers till they start with me, cause I push it from. That's why I understand Kush when he talk about the playground bullies. Did that shit as a little boy. Motherfuckers ain't gonna get under my skin or definitely ain't getting in my mind about no mama jokes or shit like that. Hurt your motherfucking feelings about that shit. Did that in fucking kindergarten. Growed up, that's all they do in Baltimore, that type of shit, man. That shit ain't nothing, man. You won't fuck with a nigga in Baltimore about none of them weird ass joke. You pole, bro. Man, that shit ain't nothing. What I'm doing now is what matters. What Tank been at in the past and what Tank going at is totally different. You shouldn't want to go back there, whether it be John Murat. And I thank you again, Right Side, for telling me, man, keep it on boxing. Don't be going on with that weird shit. You know, but sometimes it just be in my nature. Just like when Jimmy was getting crazy, I was laughing because I said, damn, that's you when you can see yourself sometimes and people be telling you, just be quiet, just look. It's like, damn, it makes sense. You feel what I'm saying? Because this is why I say, if I'm wrong, I can admit my wrong. That don't make me less than a man, make me more than a motherfucking man. You know what I'm saying? Still ready to run it. You feel what I'm saying? Don't get it twisted though. But thank you again, Dub.
I gotta say, man, I appreciate you, bro. You know, I rock with you the long ways, regardless. And I appreciate you come over and hey, you don't never let it get to that point, man. You keep it respectful. And man, I got so much love and appreciation for you. You know, you're always welcome over here. And when you're over here, man, you know what it is.
Hey man, when you over here, you rocking with the right side.
Yes,
you know
sir.
What I'm saying? But,
Yes, sir.
but the thing I want to go back to again, because I don't think it's fair to the sport, especially for a person like Calvin Ford to be making a statement like that to these young fighters, starving them out. Because when you got people being very biased to the sport, when they telling you already the belts don't matter, for all the hard work that you done put in, the sacrifice that you made, when a person, that's almost like spitting in your motherfucking face. You know, what if it was the table was turned and the motherfucker talk about starving you out? You know, they making a good movie about you from the wire, you're helping the little kids. And you, Calvin Ford, to be making a statement like that, bro. It's almost like, damn, you making Bill Haney point, bro. You feel what I'm saying? I don't want to, you know, to be like 10 Calvin Ford. I don't want none of that. I just want people to appreciate the sport, especially these young fighters. Whoop his ass now, run that shit back. You got a chance to run it back. Whether it be Tank Davis, Shakur Stevenson, Ryan Garcia, you know, all that. But don't be sitting up there talking about a dude that you coming from these same. I can say that because I'm from them streets. I know what Baltimore about, whether it's the east side, the motherfucking west side, downtown, wherever the fuck you, the White House, all that shit in DC. Shit ain't nothing but grimy, fucked up shit.
Hey man, I gotta tell you, so man, looking for I gotta me and you, I think I gotta reach out to you. We gotta have a conversation outside of YouTube or whatever about some other stuff. But
we always do that though. But I want to.
I know that. But I gotta say this. I gotta shut it down because I ain't gonna hold you. I gotta go ahead and
that's
take
why
my
I'm
black
saying,
ass to sleep.
Thank you.
Oh
again,
damn! Look, we got my brother Texas Rob in the building, man.
Man, thank you again, Dub. I'm out though, my G. I ain't gonna hold you up.
Hey, the most hated man will be in contact. Much love to you, my brother.
All right. Hey, Kush, man. Shalom, Art, man. Be safe, my G.
Big Texas, man. It's
Big
Spence
Rob in the building.
Forever, man.
Big,
hey, man.
Big
What the
Rob
fuck
G.
you talking about, Ben, man? Yeah, man. You better not turn down now, man. Come on now. You ain't about to go to sleep now, man. God damn, man.
No. We shutting it down, Big Rob, bro. Texas Rob, man. I give you first and your last words, man. Did you hear the show tonight? Did you have anything you want to talk about?
No, I just want to say, man, I just want to tune in and say Ben is the GOAT. Hey,
Texas, man, come back through, man. We'll probably be live tomorrow, man. Come through a little earlier. We gotta have you on the show, man. We definitely gotta show you love, man, and appreciate you coming through, though. Appreciate you coming through, my brother.
No, absolutely, brother. Hey, shout out to you, Dub Right Side, man. Shout out.
Hey, I always know, man. You always welcome over here, Tex.
Yes, sir.
All right, my brother. All right. Crush, man, go ahead. We're going to put you live streaming as always, man. Hey, first things first, for anybody who don't know, we're going to have Crush on. He will be on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday. He will be rocking with the right side. And, man, we're going to have a good time. I already know how my brother Crush get down. And, man, I'm excited. I'm excited for it. Crush, man, give your last words tonight, man. Tell the people where they can find you. I know you just got your morning show back rocking. Man, anything you want to talk about, man, the floor is on you. And we're going to put you out there, man. Go ahead. It's on you. Hold on.
Hey, man.
Wait a minute. Before you start talking, I got to change the headline because you are not the most hated. You are legend. Oh, I messed that up too. Hold on, wait a minute, Chris. Give me 1 second.
You good.
The caps lock was on and I didn't realize. There we go. Here we go right here. There we go. And the legend is in the building, man. Crush, give your last words. Appreciate you always coming through, showing love. And man, you just don't know. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to me. And so thank you.
Oh man, thank you. It means a lot to me, man. I'm a very humble person, y'all. Don't mind my passion. Don't let my passion get y'all confused, y'all. Don't y'all see? Yeah, my passion is like that tank power. You letting that shit overlook everything else about me. But yeah, it's always an honor to come fucking with my man Dub Right Side. He has the Wildin' Out Late Night Show on YouTube, man. Because we get over here and we have a good ball, man. You know. Hey man, listen, just come through Monday. It's gonna be on and popping. Y'all gonna hear some stuff. Listen, I would not be topping Mr. Passport, man. Ain't nobody topping my man. Nobody's topping that. I'm gonna have an interesting story, but damn it, don't be looking for my shit because he done set the bar, people. So I'm letting y'all know right now. I am not trying to chase behind that.
Hey man, look. They're like, how you go behind Dave Chappelle? How you go to?
That's what I'm saying, man. I'm gonna go behind that. Hey, get this smoke. It's like going behind Luther Vandross, Earth, Wind, and Fire, the Dave B's. Yeah, I'm gonna have to come with some Prince shit. I'm gonna have to be like Rick James out this bitch.
Hey, I gotta be honest with you. You know where you're gonna win at? I'm gonna tell you, this is a fact right here. I did a lot of these shows, I did a lot of interviews. You're gonna win with energy, bro. You're gonna win with your energy. That's what you're gonna win. And everybody brings different things to the interview. And one thing I'm excited about having you on, I'm excited to have your energy, bro. Because I gotta be honest. We done been on panels together, and anytime I'm on a panel with you, shit, you be having me ready to run through a motherfucking wall off of what you talking about. So I'm excited, Crush. I'm excited to have you on Tuesday, man.
All right, cool, man. Once again, man, hey, y'all make sure y'all keep supporting my man Dub Right Side. This is my guy right here. He a young OG and whatnot. You see what I'm saying? And he be rocking out. Sub to my channel, man. Y'all can check me out. I got a morning show called Coffee and Donuts for Grown-Ups. We talk about boxing mainly. We talk about a little bit of everything. Also, I do a show on Saturday. Y'all can check out that show this Saturday. It's called the Cold Crush Lounge. Now, that is a whole different ball game. It's not about boxing. We may talk about, like, if it's a fight coming on that weekend, we'll talk about boxing for a hot second, and I really mean a hot second. But that show is about hip-hop. I have a very music background. Y'all gonna find that shit out Tuesday. I can't let y'all know that now, but the Cold Crush now is more about music and other aspects of entertainment and all sorts of topics. Get to talk about history and all that, and I do that Saturdays at 10:30 a.m. So y'all make sure y'all sub to the channel. Y'all make sure y'all check it out, and also, man, y'all go check out the website. Shout out to the family, TWT, the winning team. Check out our website, man, t-w-t.com. Check us out. See how we doing, man. Come a part of the movement. If you don't becoming a part of the movement, you are the part of the movement. And shout out to the LDBC. You know, I got a lot of good folks over there too. So yeah, y'all can catch me on my shit. I'll be right here with Dub. You can catch me on Southern T. And that's it, man. And I see y'all guys even tomorrow. Oh, I know I see y'all guys over the weekend if I don't see you guys tomorrow because we got David Benavidez and Plant coming up. Dub, quick question. Are you going to do commentary for that fight?
Nah, I don't. I usually fought with KQKC.
Just normally watch. Yeah, I'm going to be on somebody else's and watch it, man, because KQKC, man, is the baddest man in the land when it come calling the fights, man. So I'm even going to be there with him, BFTV, or one of the guys call a fight, but definitely if K keep doing it with a fight of this magnitude with Plant and Benavidez, I'm gonna be checking the OG out, man, because I love it. He that man needs to be on television actually calling the fight out, just like a lot of these content creators, man. But with that being said,
I gotta tell you, Chris, real quick, man. I got love for the OG. The OG is the reason that I know about these YouTube streets. You know what I'm saying? I had no clue about the YouTube streets until I ran across his channel, And then from his channel, I was able to find a whole bunch of other channels and start my own channel. So, man, shout out to the OG KQKC. If y'all don't know who he is, y'all make sure y'all go over there, sub to him. One of the best fight callers in the game. You know what I'm saying? And I got a lot of love for him. I got a lot of love.
Mr. Wow. Ooh, that's my man,
sir.
yo.
Yes, sir.
That's my man, yo.
Hey, and if y'all don't know, man, Crush, once again, we'll be live Tuesday. Y'all come through, man. It's going to be a great show. I already know what it's going to be in. I already know what it's going to be. Crush, man, we will be in contact before the show. Got a couple questions to ask you, as always, but
of course, bro, just hit me up.
I will hit you up, my brother. And man, Crush, I appreciate you always showing me love, man. Anytime I'm
live, man, I come and rock out with you in the panel anytime, man. Anytime. Salute to the chat. Salute to the whole panel. We come back up and kick it again. Everybody, man. I fucks with everybody. I ain't got no ill spill towards nobody, man. You know.
Sir. Appreciate you, OG. Appreciate you, Crush. And hey, looking forward to Tuesday. Looking forward, man.
Oh, I can't wait, baby. And anybody out there, my prediction, Caleb Plank gonna whip David Benavidez's ass, and I'm out of here, baby.
Ooh, amen at it. Amen at it. Man, we had a hell of a show tonight, man. We had the OG Crush in the building. We had Ben Israel in the building. We had Smoke in the building. We had my brother Marcus in the building. You know what I'm saying? We had Jimmy in the building. Man, Piro, he showed up on the panel tonight. Man, I hope I ain't missing nobody. I feel like I am. But damn, man, we had a hell of a panel. You know what I'm saying? Hell of a chat. Shout out to the Queen Dahlia. Always showing love, rocking with me late night, man. We got Texas Rob in the building. Shout out to you, my brother. Don Jenkins, the Gotcha Gamer, showing love, man. Piro, my brother, Piro Soto in the building, man. Shout out to Piro. Man, we had Thrill Hill. We had goddamn Sid UK. We had my brother R. West in the building. Ben Israel was in the building. Cash Crypto. You know what I'm saying, man? We had a hell of a show, man. And I just thank y'all. I thank y'all for rocking with me, man, showing me love, showing me support, and we're gonna keep this show going. You feel me? We're gonna continue to move forward, progress, and hopefully we'll start to upgrade accordingly. But hey, man, always know you're welcomed over here, and when you're over here rocking with Dub Right Side, you know where you at. Where you at? You on the right side. And it is what it is, man. Much love to y'all. And hey, we'll do it again next week, man.
You can't fight the power of Gervonta Tank Davis. What a scintillating display. Well, you question Deontay Wilder's power. The proof is in the banana pudding as he just turned the lights out.
Cool boy, Steven Bolton Jr.
The Ennis Express is a runaway train.
Ladies and gentlemen, fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, here is the skill, the highly regarded Devin the